go down again.
No.
Like, once you get used to the 32, it seems gigantic at first. I have 132 and 224s. I want to get more 32s just because of how weird these smaller ones look.
Well, so we both have 27-inch monitors, and I
Okay.
had a 27 and a 19, and I loved the dual monitor setup, and having that, even the little monitor to the side was very helpful.
Mhm.
But now I'm looking at it like I don't have enough desk.
Well, now I feel like a Trump because all I'm doing is playing off of a laptop. I was gonna say, let me, because I now get that year end plus I get my end of year and my holiday. I get 2 bonuses pretty much between November and December, so I
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of BAR20, a Dungeons & Dragons show where a bunch of friends gather around a virtual tabletop to tell you a fantastic story, experience adventures, and have a lot of laughs, or groans, depending on the dice rolls. But my name is Brandon Ross. I am your host and Dungeon Master, and look forward to getting right into it. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
What's up?
Last we left off, we were watching as the party had moved into the Huunvilla Mines, recently purchased by the family that Drifting Snow and Cathalia escorted to Rasso Village, a well-known, established silver mining town. Through a series of events, they decided to check out the mines due to some attacks that had been happening, and then they did split. Mr. Kelvin deciding to stay at the clinic with one of the workers who was not faring so well. So Drifting Snow, Cathalia, and Tamriel moved northward, pushed into the mines, came across a few encounters, reached the end, decided they would rather rest than push forward. On their way back, however, found they had been tracked by an 8-legged creature that was following them.
Being written.
As they turned, they noticed not was it just one creature. There was something riding it. Small, green-skinned humanoid. So we're going to start tonight with rolling initiative, everybody.
Alright. Alright, let me do that. Oh, much better. Glad to see someone's gonna be going first. And that someone's not Brandon.
What do you mean, bro?
Well, listen. He can technically still beat my initiative.
It would not be easy.
No, but it's definitely still possible.
Technically.
True.
Wow, look at those rolls, y'all. Oh, yeah. Almost hitting 30. Oof, my guys did not roll well.
I'm okay with that.
I will ask everyone to minimize your initiative bar. So most things remain a mystery.
Can you even minimize that?
If
You
you are
double-click it.
across the top of the bar where it says turn order, if you double click it, I believe that should just kind of make a smaller window.
I did not know that.
Today we learned.
I know. I like it.
It's fantastic.
I am okay with this.
All right. Drifting Snow, you are first. As the three of you had begun exiting, moving to the left of the map. And then I believe, who caught it? One of you three did
I think it
hear-
was Tam.
It was. Tamriel heard the spider walking up behind them and alerted the group to it. So, you turn, your dark vision aiding you as you see these creatures in front of you. What do you do?
Draw my whip and kind of turn and I'm actually going to push in front of the girls and kind of take that lead position in front of them.
All right. Snow has initiative advantage here.
Quick question. Are we able to see battle map? Because I'm not seeing it.
You're not.
Okay, good. I thought I wasn't
You
the
know
only
what? Maybe
one.
I haven't pulled you over yet. Let me double check on that. I haven't.
Wonderful.
Welcome
there we
to
are.
your battle map.
Okay, I feel a little bit better.
It's
I was
magic,
like, wow,
everybody.
it's gonna be me.
No, please speak up. If you're like, Brandon, you're not on the right page yet. Brandon, change it. Brandon. It's okay.
Well, he mentioned it in the chat, and I'm like, I see it on his stream, but I'm not seeing it here. Is that my
was in the
problem,
same
or is
boat.
that?
Nope,
Yeah,
that's because
I
I
was
forgot
like,
to
what
drag
did
the
I
player
need to
banner
do?
to the proper page because I'm a genius.
That's fine.
Now that you can see the map before you, Drifting Snowflake, what would you like to do?
She is going to look at her two friends who she assumes are close by. Are they within 5 feet at the moment?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm looking at my sheet, so I don't actually see the tokens at the moment.
Tam is, and Cathalia is on the other side of Tam.
I thought Tam pushed in
okay.
front of us.
I did.
Okay.
So if you will pull yourself where I was, then we'll be good to go.
Yes. Okay. Cool beans.
Heasy
Boom.
peasy. Lemon squeezy.
Snow will look at her two companions and just briefly ask them, can we fight this?
Everything else has gone down relatively easy. There's a decent chance.
I mean, we probably could.
If things start to get hairy, we can run.
Snow is going to use her action to summon her wonderful panther, Cinder, right off the bat.
And there's a range you can bring that out to, correct?
I believe it's 30 feet.
Okay, I thought so.
That sounds right, yeah.
Doesn't have to be next to you. You can.
Spirit appears in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. Yeah.
All right. Where would you like to send this creature?
We are putting Cinder. Probably next to Tam for now.
Okay.
Next to him or just close to him?
Just right next to him for now. I have to... Can I pull that token over there?
Should be able to. If not, I can for you.
Boop! There she is.
Is there any effects that happens when it's summoned?
Not when it's summoned, no. That's what I was actually just looking at my sheet to make sure. It's like, does it do anything? No.
Okay.
And she is going to use her bonus action to command it to attack with the flame seed. So she is going straight for the one closest to Cinder, which would be this spider here.
Okay. It may not be properly copied to your sheet, so we'll say when it's summoned, each creature within 10 feet of the spirit other than you, when it appears, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC or take 2d6 fire damage. So if it's not in the character sheet, I'll make sure it gets copied over there, but if you want, you can just pull Cinder down one block. This way Joe's outside of that range.
Okay, yeah, we can do it. Boop.
And then I'll make sure to get that copied into the token sheet for your creature.
When you do that, can you also DM that to me?
Yes.
Because I'm going to add that to my own notes so that I have that. Cool.
I'll send it to you right now.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, Rick beat you to it.
Son of a gun! I'm still going to send it.
Go for it. So Cinder's going to...
dominance.
Right? Go for it. Cinder's going to attack the closest thing, which would be this spider here with her flame seed.
Okay, and there, as you look at it, you see it's not just one spider, it's actually this cluster of dozens of spiders all just kind of crawling over each other and moving their way towards the party in this just mess of legs.
Why do you hate me, Brandon? Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you. I just want to challenge you. I want to see you grow.
It has
And
to
he
be
didn't say it
spiders,
was
though.
like crawling on you.
Yeah, yet.
Yet. Exactly. So that is +5 to hit. Let's see if D&D Beyond will actually play nice with Roll20. It's been getting better. So yeah. 1d20 +5, that's an 11 to hit this bundle of spiders.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Cool. And then we're gonna do a little bit of fire damage.
Yeah, emphasis on little.
Yep, a little bit.
Just
So that'd be
teeny.
1d6 +2, so that's 3 damage. I don't know why it didn't add the 2 in there, but
I got
okay.
it. It is added properly.
And other than that, Snow is gonna hold and see what comes her way.
Okay.
That is her turn.
All right. Cathalia, your turn.
Okay. I guess I'm just going to react and shoot things.
Okay. Who are you targeting? Or I guess what would be the better question.
I think I want to go for the big guy.
You going for the spider itself or the creature riding it?
I'm going to be cocky and go for the creature riding it.
Okay.
I have... Hang on. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm gonna
Nice.
do that. I don't know if that actually went through or not.
Not yet. It's still populating.
And then longbow.
That'll hit.
Yay! Yeah, okay. So I guess that's 9 total.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. Next is the spider's turns. This guy is going to move. He's going to move up to Tamriel. And Tamriel, give me a quick perception check.
Yar. Dirty 20.
That'll do it. You watch as this kind of goblinoid creature on top, it's got an arrow sticking really close to the clavicle. He's looking pretty hurt, but he manages to wrestle control of this mount he has, and it moves up to you, and you watch as underneath it. You've seen quite a few giant spiders in your days. You watch as underneath it, you actually see this almost like reverse scorpion tail come from under the abdomen of the spider and then shoot towards you quickly.
Oh, that's not fun.
And as you see it coming up, you just take, what do you have out right now?
Do what? My whip?
Weapons? Your whip. You take your whip and you
Yeah.
kind of, you have it doubled over on your fist, almost like a chain gauntlet, and you just knock it to the side. as it comes in. You weren't expecting it to because you saw it, but you knew right away that's going to be bad. And as it came at you, you just knocked it aside.
Yes.
He missed.
Excellent.
Next will be another one of my creatures, and then Joe, you are on deck after this one.
10-4.
Your speed. Oh, you have tons of speed.
Don't say that.
It's going to go towards the nearest creature it can see. I believe. Yeah, it will occupy the same space. You watch as they all just begin to swarm all over her Flame Panther. Does a 9 hit the AC of your creature?
It's not. Her AC is 13.
Okay. You watch as they kind of crawl over it, seemingly unaffected by these arcane flames. And, so far it just seems to be just more annoyed than anything else. Tam, you're up.
Oh, well, since he looks so hurt, I will be whipping the creature off the spider.
Are you going to actually attempt to whip him off, or just going to strike him?
No, I'm going to hit him. Yeah, I'm going to attempt
Okay.
to hit him and kill him off of it.
Okay.
15 to hit?
Just barely hits.
I'll take barely. For 11!
11. Wow.
Oh, wait, no, that's not the damage. I don't know why it didn't do the damage. Hold on.
Oh, I see.
There we go.
6
Okay,
slashing.
6 slashing. Yeah, it would have been a lot cooler if it did 11, but it's
Yeah.
not really doable with a whip right now.
That's all right. That's enough. You managed to reach up, and you get the feeling that this goblin wasn't very hardy, just more in control. And as you strike him down, you just do see the reins kind of go off to the side as his body just kind of thump, 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 thump off the creature. But it's focused still on you.
With my dark vision with it as close as it is, are the eyes on the spider, are those black like the rest of the creatures that we've been fighting so far?
They would be, yes.
Never mind.
And we'll also say with your 20 perception, as you looked and saw this strange extra appendage on a creature, you do notice that through your dark vision, then the grayscale, it has these kind of darker, angular designs upon its entire body.
Question for action economy. Would I be able to try and grab the reins of this creature and either haul myself up or try and pull it down? Not necessarily grappled, but just trying to kind of hold it in place a little bit?
Not this turn. That would be an action to...
That would be a full action. Okay.
Yeah, even if you're just trying to grab reins, because they are affixed to the creature in such a manner, it still would be a grapple check to hold it down.
Right.
Now, if they were just free-flowing reins, like just on the ground, and they immediately came off of the creature, like it was just like a loop around, that'd be fine.
Right.
But this seems a little more, not, I wouldn't say intricate, but just enough to where it hasn't fallen off. It's still strapped on.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. In that case, I don't really have much to do with my bonus action yet. So, yeah, that'll do me, I guess.
All right. He's dead. His turn. He has a speed of 30. Okay. He'll move it right here.
Oh, of course he would.
And he'll take a swing at you, Tamriel, because you just killed his boss.
Ah! He should fear me.
14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
Wow.
Wit defense for life.
Yeah, you see him come up, and you kind of do that again. That two-handed grip you have with about 2 feet in between, and you just block his scimitar.
Nice.
Next one. And he will move there, and actually, seeing Tamriel's pretty well covered up, he's going to take a shot with his short bow at Cathalia, who also has a bow.
I do.
He's going to take a shot at you.
Archery wars.
Archer fight.
Mm-hmm.
Archery 5, maybe. 12?
Yeah, no.
Misses?
Yeah.
You see this.
Inferior arrows.
Yeah, you see this goblin kind of come up and just, and you're like, that's such a slow draw, and you just like lazily lift your body to the left, and it just shows over your shoulder.
Nice.
But according to that goblin, you know some maneuvers.
You know some maneuvers.
Yeah.
He will move, because it's now my last guy's turn. He will move here. And he will... He didn't really care about the swarm. He's going to take a shot at Cinder.
Okay.
13 is the AC.
Correct.
13 to hit. 7 piercing damage.
Alrighty.
And that's his turn. Top of initiative with her 27 drifting snowflake. She's fast.
So, curious how this actually works. Give me just a minute. I'm confused with this creature sometimes because I get conflicting information. So
Right.
the panther has a movement speed of 30 feet. However, one of the stipulations is that it can only take the dodge action unless I command it to attack or take the dash, disengage, help, or hide action. So my question would be, does it technically still get movement even though it's
It
not
has-
taking one of those actions?
I would say because the only action it takes is... Yeah, it's only pertaining to the action section of the action economy. I would say you
Cool.
can still direct it to move somewhere with your...
Wonderful.
I would say it would be kind of in tandem with your bonus action to command it. You would be able to say, hey, dodge or attack. Also, move over there.
Move. Okay. Then that is exactly what Cinder is going to do. She is going to slide 5 feet. Actually, no, she doesn't even have to. She's going to use her fiery teleportation and bamf the fuck out of there and set both those spiders and that goblin next to her on fire. So
Dexterity
fiery
saving throw.
teleportation. Each creature must make a DC 13 Dex saving throw or take 1d6 fire damage.
What was DC again?
13.
Spider fails. Goblin, you are this guy. Natural 20. So the
fair
swarm
enough.
fails. The
1 fail, 1 success.
goblin succeeds.
So let's roll damage for the one that failed.
6.
Alright. 8 fire damage. 1d6 plus 2.
Sorry, 8.
Nifty.
And then this guy takes half that.
Takes none.
No. Oh, good. He takes no damage. I like no damage.
I am less than thrilled with no damage.
You'll be
I
fine.
don't know. I'm sorry. But she's giving you advantage if you can, get there.
Oh, I'm there.
So, that's the bonus action for Cinder. As for action, nope, never mind. She's staying right there.
Staying right there?
Staying right there.
Okay.
She is doing nothing else.
Alrighty then. Cathalia. What would you like to
Archer War.
do?
I don't know. I'd have to move my hunter's mark.
Well, that's. I mean, the one that you hunters marked is already dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
You
Yeah.
have to move. It's floating in your concentration somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Speaking
so
of,
yeah.
make a concentration check
to
for me
move
real quick.
Oh yeah. Where's it at? Where's it at? I lost it. Where's it at?
Just a con save.
There it is. I was like, I can't find it.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You have steeled your mind against the damage you took.
So I will move it to the guy that shot me, and then I'll shoot him.
Okay.
Because why not?
Wait, did she take damage?
No.
I thought
Well,
he
he
missed.
shot at
Oh,
me.
I
He
did
shot at
miss.
me.
That's right. I shot
Shot
at
at
you,
me.
but I
My bad.
missed. Thank you, Joe. My mistake.
It's all good.
All right, take your shot. That would be this guy.
Whoever it was that had shot at me, I don't
Shot
remember
at
which
you.
one.
That would be this guy,
That was-
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit. And that'll drop him. Well done.
Yes. Mic drop.
Job drop.
And that's it for my turn.
Okay. It is my guy's turn. My giant wolf spider that is now riderless is going to ferociously attack Tamriel. Once again with its odd stinger that it has for a spider. Wow, these guys cannot roll.
And yet I'm okay with that.
Wait, is it 15 hit you?
Barely.
Does hit you. Okay. I thought 16 was your AC for some reason.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right. You take 2 piercing damage as this stinger just flings forward, kind of hits you in the shoulder. Give me a Constitution saving throw. And you manage to resist the poisonous effect. You watch as the entire length of this odd appendage seems to bulge as the poison begins to come down it. And just before it pulses into you, you manage to push the stinger off, and you watch as it just on the ground next to you.
Has to be embarrassing.
And then my swarm, looking for the nearest tasty snack. There's 3 of you there. I'm going to go for Cathalia.
Mm-hmm.
You are swarmed by spiders.
Ah, flip.
Oh my god.
Like little tiny ones or big ones or
Pretty much anything from about probably, I'd say, fist size being the smallest, and the largest going up to probably about the body being about that big. Probably about, I'd say, from fist to the size of your head.
Ugh.
Just all over
Nasty.
you, just in your space. Does a 20 hit you?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
You take 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 7 points of poison damage.
2 separate hits or 1 hit total?
Actually, why is there a second one here? That's interesting. No, just 7 points of piercing damage. For some reason, it has 2 damage totals on here. I'm not sure why.
Oh.
So it's
okay.
just 7 points of piercing damage. I'll have to
Oh,
look into that
perfect.
later about why it gave me 2 totals. I thought maybe I crit for a second, but I had to check the code, and it didn't crit.
Well, I'm glad that it didn't.
Odd. Tamriel, you're up.
Cool. I'm gonna whip a spider.
Okay.
Shh.
Oh, hold on. And I'm gonna add. Yeah, I'm gonna add a radiant flash to that.
Okay.
So 6 total 11 slashing damage on that giant wolf spider in front of me.
Fantastic. It's looking pretty hurt.
I hit harder
You hit
than
it hard.
you, son.
Anything else?
Nice
hit.
Yeah, I will say nay.
Okay.
One more turn, or one more level. And then I can start doing some stuff with bonus actions.
The one next to you, Tamriel, is going to take a swing at you with his club. He does not hit you. He is Nomas. And this one is... He's going to move here and try and take out this creature. Uh, 13.
Dead on.
And 3 slashing damage.
Okay.
Then Drifting Snow, your turn.
Bonus action. She's going to have Cinder. Oh wait, no, that's only once per long rest. Damn it! Oh, that was gonna be fun. She already bamfed, so she can't do it
Oh,
again.
you're gonna bamf again?
Yeah, that would have hit all of y'all. It would have been fun. Double checking just to make sure I'm right. Yeah, recharges after a short or long rest. Cool. Cinder is going to attack the spider that is in front of Tam with a flame seed.
Cool.
Boop.
The rewards of advantage. Nice.
Hit.
Whew. Taking the spider out? Or you
Yep,
taking a shot
the
at
one in
spider
front of
anyways?
Tam. That's natural 20 plus 5. So, how do I want to do the crit though? No, I'll just roll this die real quick. Alright, that's 3 plus 2 is 5. And you said that we can either do max or reroll, right? For that second die?
So how it is normally, if you don't want to risk anything, it is max dice damage, then you roll your damage and add your modifiers. So
Okay, I see.
It's 2d6 for this?
That would be...
Yeah.
So you can potentially start at 12 and then roll your dice, or you can roll another d20, and if you still beat the AC of the creature, you just deal max doubled.
Which would be 26.
It's just a flat roll. There's no advantage or disadvantage to that roll.
15 beat it?
Nice. Nice.
for the wolf spider?
Yep.
It does.
Then she will just obliterate this thing.
26 damage.
All right. Describe it to me.
This panther is just gonna jump on the back of the spider and tear into it, and you'll see burns left behind, deep gashes that are burning
Okay.
until it falls over.
Tamriel, you've got your whip up. You just pushed the pincer or the piercing appendage out of your shoulder, and you're about to take your attack, and you just watch as from over behind of it you see this flame panther pounce on the back of this giant wolf spider and just start tearing into it with teeth and claws, going to town. And the
Good God.
smell is awful. It's burning. It's getting eviscerated. Eventually, the legs kind of flatten out under the weight, and it's just Cinder on top of it looking at you.
Good kitty.
Nicely done. Anything else for your turn?
For her own action, Snow is going to... She's not sure how to deal with all the spiders all over Cathalia, so she's gonna pray that Cathalia figures out her own way to deal with them. She's gonna slide up next to Tamriel and this goblin, and she's going to use her primal savagery and just swipe at this dude.
Nice.
Okay.
So... there you go. 19 to hit for 4 damage.
Just checking some real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, he is donezo. Once again, the murder mittens come out and you just rake through this creature. Just done. You just
That will
leave
be her
behind
turn.
Shreds. All right. Cathalia, you are swarmed.
Yes. I need to do a con save, don't I?
You did. You took damage. That's right. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. What do you even do? Like just brush them off, or
You
I
can
mean, I guess that's
make an attack at him. Make a melee attack.
I mean, it can't hurt. I don't even know where that's at on here.
Just be with your dagger. Or whatever you have.
All it shows for me is my dagger, my longbow, and cure wounds.
You can stab it with your dagger. You don't have to throw a dagger.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully not hit myself. Or stab
Not wrong.
myself. That would be bad. How many?
How many what?
How many spiders
Oh,
is
a
it?
lot.
I've never had to deal with this before. This is so different.
If you want to try to hack away at them, you could just make a melee dagger attack.
I can try that, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Do I remove my hunter's mark from that? Because I know if I click it, it'll automatically go on, I think.
You can use your bonus action to move your hunter's mark to the spiders.
That's true.
Give
Would it cover
yourself-
all of them?
Yeah, I mean it's technically it's if the way I'm looking at it is they're acting as a single entity to attack you.
Correct. If you want it, it's considered a swarm. So if you want to move your hunter's mark to it, it would encompass the creatures within it because they are tiny.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then. So.
Okay. Bonus action. Move your hunter's mark.
And then I'm gonna hack at them. Hopefully.
Just hits.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Then
you are still swarmed. You managed to cut a lot of them away, but you feel as if your dagger isn't quite making the amount of work you want it to do, considering you are covered in spiders. They're less. They're certainly less, but you are still covered.
Okay. Okay. Well, that is my turn then.
Okay. Let me start clearing a few things up here. Swarm's turn. Tamriel, you're up next.
Yep.
It is going to ferociously begin to bite, or attempt to bite into Cathalia. Uh, 11?
No.
Okay.
Not making it through the armor.
It's not.
Some awesome basic armor.
Tam, you're up.
All right, cool. I am going to step into the ashes of the creatures we have killed, and from behind my ally, crack that whip.
As you step away from the swarm, a few of them will bite out at you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't think about that.
It's all right.
Well, hell's this. Okay, that's fine.
Misses anyways.
Cool.
14
12
to
hit.
You, right?
No, 14 does not hit.
15 is a magic number.
Correct.
Alrighty then.
12 to hit?
12 to hit. The
goblin-looking thing. I set forward to hit the thing on the other side of Cinder. I forgot to not roll it at advantage, but the number's the same. So 12 to hit the goblin in front of Cinder.
What size is Cinder? Medium?
Good question.
Small.
I believe it's a small, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'd say you could swing over.
I mean, if I had to, I could take a different step, but with it being reach, I figured I'd be able to crack it.
And then, yeah, you hit.
Cool. Damage. Boom, 5.
Yeah, he's out.
Crack him, snap him, like kind of in the middle of the head and snap his neck.
Yeah, you just take your whip and manipulate it so when it hits the crack, it's right at the temple of the creature, and its skull just goes one way while the body stays still.
Another one bites the dust.
Anything else?
I will step here.
Okay.
And that will be the end of my turn.
All right. It's dead. Top of initiative. Drifting Snowflake.
Well, the only thing remaining is this horde of spiders over Cathalia, and Snow does not know what to do because she does not want to hurt Cathalia even more. So she is going to try and reach through them, if possible, despite her skin crawling at the
Okay.
thought of it. And she's going to try and cast Cure Wounds on Cathalia.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
It'd be a question of
Yeah, I'd say you can
would
find.
you let it touch?
I can say you can
Because
find enough of her that wasn't totally encompassed to
because
get a hold of
yeah.
her.
Because it doesn't have a roll. It's just boom. There you go, have healing, kind of thing. So that is +3. So 7 + 3. You have 10 HP, Cathalia.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very nice.
Mhm. And since she doesn't really think she can do anything else that wouldn't hurt Cathalia, Snow's just gonna end her turn.
Okay, Cathalia.
I'm gonna do the same thing that I did last time because it looked like it worked at least a little bit.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Yay!
The swarm's looking thinner.
Ugh. Okay.
There's just a few of the big ones still left, just crawling on you.
Okay. I guess that's it.
All right. My turn. No, does not manage to pierce your armor.
Oh, good.
Tamriel.
I step forward. I will stow the whip and pull out my short sword and use my short sword to start as easily, or not easily, as safely as possible, trying to help her remove the spider swarm through use of an edged weapon.
Okay.
So that's 12 to hit.
I will say, because you are being careful to not hit
You
your
want me to do
ally.
that disadvantage?
No.
Oh.
I will say that you're unable to get any of them off because where they are, they're on like critical points, like neck, under the underarm, inner thigh.
Yeah.
So you go to make your not attack, but your attempt to help, and you're like, just don't want to hit those pressure points.
That's really not a good idea. I'm so sorry.
At least you tried.
Yeah. And I will say at this point, there's not a lot of spiders left through just a few more moments of... Because on your next turn, you would have had it anyways. Roll an attack roll real quick. Cathalia. Yeah, you're fine. You managed to finish off the last of the kind of the larger spiders, knocking them off of yourself, stomping on them.
Cool.
I will move them. I can just click. I will move them over here so I can do that. And I will say for now, we can go back to here.
Yay.
Center this up a bit. Get rid of that. As all of you help with the stomping portion of killing the spiders once Cathalia manages to knock them off of her.
Team effort.
You take a moment to kind of assess everything, look around. Everyone give me a perception check.
Yeah. I definitely want to see what I can see about that stinger on, I don't know, a spider. Sorry, Snow. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I was curious. Just a technicality for DM to decide.
Sure.
Is Cinder also allowed to make a perception check?
I will allow it.
Cool. That will be a D20, and her modifier is +2.
Because you have to use your B-shaped charge, or your wild-shaped charge to summon. It's technically a creature, and only lasts for an hour. So,
Right.
and it does have sight. It's almost like a familiar. So, sure.
That'll be 18 +2 for Cinder as well.
Wow, fantastic rolls all around. All of you just take a moment, listening, looking, your dark vision aiding you. Snow, you pick up. You kind of look back from the direction they had come from. Pause for a moment. Nothing catches your eyes or ears. You feel confident that the minds are clear.
We said the last time. Anyway. Snow is gonna look at the other two. Are you both alright?
I'm okay.
Joe, whenever you're ready, you can give me an investigation.
Investigation.
Yes.
You got it, boss man. 12.
All right. As you kind of, I would imagine with the aid of Cathalia or Drifting Snow, one of those two, you kind of push the body of this spider up on its side, and you watch as the stinger kind of unfurls, lifeless. And looking, you can see where a normal spider would have its abdomen where the webbing comes from. This stinger juts up right to that. And through some strange mutation, you get enough to know that it's not natural. It does have these similar angular black markings amongst its hide, and all on the ground around you is that slowly seeping black ink type liquid, given through aid of the little bit of dim light Cinder provides.
Can I try and remove the stinger? Like cut it maybe at the base of the tail or something?
Yeah, give me a survival check. It's not pretty.
Not so hot. At 8?
It's not pretty, but it comes off.
Huh.
You know, have about say at full length, probably anywhere from a 6 to 7 foot. Did you want just the stinger or the whole thing?
I was wanting the whole thing because I'm gonna try and I'll when I've got more time and we're in a safer area and we're not being hunted by goblins riding spiders, I will probably try and dissect it to pull the poison sacs out or something.
Okay.
Because if these things have venom, I mean, we can try and use that venom to make anti-venom.
Okay.
For anyone that is poisoned.
Yeah, you got about a 7 to 8 foot just thick appendage, like about as thick around as your thigh.
Oh man. Okay. Well, in that case, I will try and coil that as best I can.
Okay.
And just stick it in my backpack.
Okay.
Away from food or anything else. Kind of bundle it a little bit. Maybe take a little bit of the rope that I've got and kind of truss it together. See if I can put anything over top of the stinger, or maybe even have the stinger hang out of the back of the backpack. That way I'm not poisoning on my food.
Right. Okay, you managed to get that together. It's a bit heavy, but I wouldn't say so much to encumber you. It's close, but you'll be decently okay.
I'll make it.
All right, what do you all do?
We're off to see the wizard. Just kidding. I'm at least gonna make sure the other two are okay, and then I'm gonna suggest. Maybe I should lead from behind. I'll kind of bring up the rear just in case. I've got a longer weapon besides your bow, Cathalia, but you can shoot from the middle just as well as you can shoot from the back. But I'll kind of bring up the rear if you two wanted to lead the way out. And we'll just follow the rails until we get out.
Yeah, that sounds pretty safe and effective.
Mm-hmm.
Well, boss man, you got marching orders in a general direction.
All right. And you are heading back out of the cave, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You travel out of the cave without issue.
Awesome.
You make it back to the mouth of the cave. To where you see that familiar sight of the well-made stone archway breaking into a just barely into or past the eve of the day. It's still twilight. There's still a little bit of light, kind of this amazing hue of like purples and blues as it comes across the other side of the as it has gone to the other side of the continent, looking over all of Thavia and the grasslands and forest its riches provides.
Well, next big question, do we need to rest before we try and head back to the city? If we head out now, we'll make it well after nightfall, but question is would it be safe?
In terms of spells, I'm spent. I have nothing left.
Maybe we should stay the night, head back in the morning, because we definitely need to, as important as it is to get back to that hurt miner, because I have a feeling the minute he passes or that infection takes hold, he's going to be very similar to those goblins, where he may or may not have the capacity to restrain himself. So as much as I want to get back and help Kelvin, we'll do no good if we run back and are weakened.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's a decision the three of us all need to make to all live with. But my vote is for us to stay. Also, to make sure nothing else is coming out of the mine tonight. We can keep watch. Make sure nothing else is following, creeping out, or anything like that. We can come back with Kelvin tomorrow or the day after and finish investigating.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, well, let's get inside the watchtower. We'll barricade the door as best we can, and I'll take the first 2 watches.
Okay.
I don't need much in the way of sleep.
Fair enough. Elves,
Okay.
man.
So all of you
You know it.
huddle into the watchtower. So you probably take watch from the top of the bell tower?
I will.
Okay. Give me a quick perception check.
Mm-hmm. Not bad,
Okay.
17.
As you're sitting up there looking around, you hear kind of the howl of a few wolves off in the distance, not too close, as they pass along the outskirts. But in general, your watch goes without issue.
Excellent.
Noah's gonna make sure that Cathalia and Tam are both in the tower. She's going to dismiss Cinder, because Cinder will eventually dissipate anyway, and they're not in any threatening situation at the moment. She's gonna curl up in front of the door to make sure that it can't open without it hitting her,
Okay.
and fall asleep there.
Okay. Gotcha. Is anybody else taking a watch?
I can.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I'll trade places and kind of lean against the wall on my pack.
Okay. 13.
Yes.
Looking around, you don't notice too much of anything going on during your watch.
Cool.
Any more watches, or is that it?
Tam said he's doing 2, Cathalia's doing 1, so do we need to
I
do
did
more?
1 and I was gonna say I did 1 and 2. I didn't know if Cathalia was gonna do 3 and 4.
Yeah, I can do 3 and 4.
Because with us being Elves Reverie, we only take 4 hours, so.
Okay, so you trance the first half of the night, Cathalia.
Mm-hmm.
During your trance, give me a wisdom saving throw. Okay. You're unsure why, but as you begin to come out of your trance, you're actually woken up a little early. Not enough to cause exhaustion, but you're woken up a little early with just your heart racing and a cold sweat upon your brow. But you can't quite, in the moments of consciousness coming back over, whatever dream or nightmare you had been having eludes your conscious memory. You just know your heart is beating. It's not pounding, but it's beating quicker, and there is a bit of a cold sweat upon your brow.
Okay.
Morning, but aside from that, the morning comes without issue.
Awesome.
What do you guys do?
Finish packing up. Camp.
Out as soon as possible.
Okay, you guys had your
we
2
gonna
hours
roll
back.
out.
There's no need for a roll. You've done well your first time here, so you get back. 2 hours of travel on foot. Probably say about 2.5, dragging that appendage with you.
Yeah, it's worth it though.
But you eventually do get your way back to Rasso.
I assume we would head straight for Kelvin and the clinic, right?
Correct.
Okay, you head to the clinic.
Brandon, really quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still have visible marks from where the swarm bit me? Or the spider or whatever it was that had
I would
pierced
say
me?
for today you would, yes.
Okay.
They've mostly healed through your long rest, but there's still some puncture wounds. Remnants of puncture wounds.
Okay.
But you guys get to the clinic. You step inside. See the same familiar clerk sitting at the front desk. He looks to all of you and just kind of points down the hallway, which you know where to go.
We're already heading that way. I am going to, as much as I don't want to, for safety's sake, I'm going to go ahead and palm a dagger.
Okay.
Kind of keep one loose.
I like that we're just dragging this tail through a clinic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's on my backpack. It's in my backpack. It's just kind of like poking out the back like, hey, what's up? I'm a part of this now.
That's not creepy at all. You're not
Don't care
people.
what's creepy or not. Don't care what's creepy or not. It's functional. I'm going to turn it into a whip one day. I'm just kidding.
As you push in, we will skip over to Kelvin real quick and what he's been up to. Kelvin.
Yes.
As you have been here while your sister and 2 other acquaintances you know traveled northward. You spent the entire day at the clinic, kind of assisting as you can, helping. Somewhere around the evening of the day they left, his fever breaks. And he actually becomes conscious. He responds to questions well, knows his name, can recall mostly what happened. The only thing that still lingers on your mind is that the veins around his neck and at the corners of his eyelids, they have reduced, but they have not vanished. Is there anything else you want to try and accomplish in this day that you have to yourself?
They have, you said they have reduced, but they are still present.
Yes.
I think most of my day would be sitting with him and talking with any physicians or doctors that might be there to get as much updates as I can about him. And while not being able to do much at the current moment, maybe exploring around town just a little bit, learn a little bit more about what's going on.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Oh, that's a 4.
You learn that this is the town of Rasso. It is a silver mining community known for its mines, not of just silver, but other precious gems and materials. And it's the 4th rendition of this city as it has been moved south down the mountain range over multiple generations. That's what you learn with a 4.
I guess the only other thing that I'll do is I'll take out that that piece of cloth that I got with that symbol on it, and I'll hold it and I'll just be like, look, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. If there's any way you can guide me now, it would be appreciated. And then I'll squeeze it a little bit and then I'll put it back in my pocket.
Okay.
And head back to the clinic.
Okay. And like I said, about the evening time, his fever breaks and he becomes conscious once more.
After it broke, I would ask him how he was feeling. Make sure he got plenty of water.
Okay.
I bet he's very dehydrated at this point.
Indeed. So you make sure he has water, food.
Food, yes, but not as much as probably what he wants, just because I don't want him to overindulge and then get sick. But he definitely needs water and light foods, nothing heavy.
Okay.
Maybe some some broths or like a light soup.
Okay. So you begin nursing him nutritionally back to health.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say you return to your room.
Yeah. After he, eventually, I'm assuming he would probably fall back asleep.
Yeah, it's not too much longer.
I will tell the brother and then the person in the front desk and anyone else who's there to where I am and to come get me if anything changes. It is important, and I will head to sleep.
Okay. Your rest is without issue.
I will not take watch.
Yeah, of course, now. The next morning you wake up, go back to the clinic, and shortly after you get there, you do you guys knock before you enter, or do you just go in?
I assume we'd probably just go in there.
Okay.
We've been...
Yeah. So as you're there, you're not there, but maybe 20, 30 minutes, Kelvin, before Tamriel, Drifting Snow, and your sister Cathalia walk in.
Welcome back.
How is he doing?
And You look
A
over
lot
as
better.
Damien begins to actually kind of sit up. Well, alive. Let's start, right?
Better than you were looking yesterday, friend.
He looks at you a little confused, not sure what to take back of a cat on 2 legs and so large. Thanks.
Snow realizes that he's like scrutinizing her. And she's just gonna kind of back up as much as she can. She's not gonna get close.
Okay.
As long as he's gonna keep, a forceful gaze on her.
Okay. He seemed more confused than anything.
How are you feeling, man? Are you,
I've got some strength.
That's good.
Not enough to work, but should be able to walk.
You told me last night, but tell my ease quickly. With you don't have to be very as detailed, but can you tell them exactly what happened to you again?
Yeah, we were just working in the mines. And then it's crazy. It's almost feel like out of nowhere. These thought they were goblins, but then this large like creature, like a, I don't know, this weird scorpion thing. And that's about all I remember.
Did you get stung?
Yeah. And you can kind of
Where that
see the
came
bulk
from?
of his bandages are over his left shoulder. Not bleeding through, but they've been
Right.
replaced.
Okay. Uh, you said your strength is starting to come back to you.
Yeah.
That's good. Any random feelings of over-aggression or feelings that aren't normal for you to have? Anything overly angry or
Takes a
something to
moment
that
to kind of
effect?
look you over. Again, confused. No.
Good. Good. Kelvin, may we talk to you outside for a second?
Yes. That would be fine. Are you going? And I turn back to Damien. Do you need anything? Are you hungry?
Not right now. I'm good. Just waiting for
Well,
the
make
doctor to come
make
and let
sure
me
you
know.
drink. Yes, make sure you drink more liquids. There's some water right there.
Thanks.
You
You've
have
been
to.
very kind. Confusing,
Yes, and
but kind.
I'll tap his leg and then stand and head out with my party.
That's gotta be the weirdest orc I've ever seen.
That's because he's not an orc.
As all of you begin to leave this room, you do watch kind of a elderly male, not super old, probably his 50s, in this kind of white kind of overcoat, approaches all of you, gives a bit of a weird like hi, and then kind of uses his right hand to gently push you out of his way as he goes into the room and closes the door behind him.
Okay. We're gonna step like outside, I guess.
Outside the building?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wanting to do. Yeah, kind of have a little bit of privacy.
Okay. Tamriel begins to try and huddle the party outside.
Yeah.
Heard those cats.
So, yes. So,
Literally.
Snow takes offense to that.
I'm glad
I
I
think
didn't
it'll be
say
okay.
it then. So, has he shown anything odd? Has he had any odd issues? Is his brother okay? Did his brother ever get hurt?
His brother had minor scratches and scrapes. I didn't notice anything. Well, as I don't know them before, I didn't notice anything different among what they said they were like, and the the infection or poison or whatever it may be does look like it is receding.
Receding or taking root?
It's the darkened veins have gotten smaller.
Has anything odd shown up in his eyes? Or has his mouth gotten any bigger? I know it sounds odd, but it's a serious question.
Did I notice anything like that?
You do not.
Okay.
No.
The only reason I ask, we did find goblins in the mines. Their eyes were completely blackened. Their mouths looked much too wide for a normal goblin's mouth, to the point that it was almost the size of their head. Like their mouth would open and like jaws unhinge to swallow something whole type size.
That is disgusting.
And very curious. The other curious thing was when they were slain and they were in the ground, like laying down, the black whatever it was that was in their veins, that was in their blood, leached into the ground and disappeared. Which was why I mentioned possibly taking hold. These things showed no signs of desire for safety. After cutting them down, they kept fighting. They did not stop. That is not... You remember when we fought goblins in the forest.
Yes.
The minute we show opposition, they run. That's how they survive. These did not fight like that.
Unusual.
Indeed. Also, the stinger that stung him, and I'm going to kind of drop my backpack in front of me and pull out the entire tail.
Oh,
is
that
right.
is disgusting.
Disgusting and interesting. There's a chance they may, if someone else gets hurt, they could potentially get anti-venom from it. There's always that chance. But for now, it's... well, we just want to make sure we keep a decent eye on him. It's also
Agreed.
tough in those darn mines. That was not fun.
So there was some type of goblins and a scorpion?
It wasn't a scorpion. It was a giant wolf spider. One of many, but the only one that we saw that had the stinger.
Well, that is odd.
Yeah. So, but we're fairly confident we've now cleaned out the mine. We would like to go back and get a deeper look because there was a deeper area where we decided we would hold off and go back to. But after being attacked again, we wanted to come back and with the realization that it's entirely possible this man could have fallen into a violent rampage similar to the goblins with no idea for safety. We didn't want something to happen here.
That is a good thought. Well, I'm glad that didn't happen to him.
Yet. We shall see.
Okay.
But I'm glad to hear it was uneventful here.
Yes.
So what's the next move? Do we touch base with your noble friend Cathalia? or do we just head back and finish up?
We should probably go touch base with him first, just to give him an update, and then, head out from there.
Okay.
Okay. So you recoil this appendage you are carrying around.
I'm going to bring it back into the clinic and try and give it to the doctor and the clerk, explaining what my intention was with this massive thing.
So you ask to speak to the doctor?
Yes.
All right, let me get my notes real quick and get his name.
Yay, names.
Fun names. Everybody gets a name.
We'll get 2 names.
There you are. Gotcha. So as you go up to the desk and you have him call for the doctor, that same kind of 56-year-old human male in the white long overcoat comes out. Yes?
Doctor, do you often deal with poisonous stings and or bites here?
It's a bit common around here. Sure is. Especially in the
Okay.
mountains.
Would you like a... Would it help you take care of Damien if you had the stinger that had pierced him and poisoned him?
Well, I don't have any talent for taxidermy.
So much taxidermy as maybe trying to... Maybe there's a ranger or someone within the walls here, a hunter, that would be able to split this, and I kind of start to place the tail
Oh, God.
and stinger. Yeah, I know. It's weird, but hear me out. If someone can get the venom sacs out of the tail intact, you could distill the venom and make anti-venom from it.
Roll a
At least
persuasion
that
check.
was the goal. Huh?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, God. I
He
just
just-
come across as super creepy, don't I?
He looks at you and then looks at the tail. Maybe you should take this not here.
Yep, sure, got it. Yep, bye. Just grab it and just drag it with me right out the door. Don't even try and coil it up or anything. Just grab it and run.
Ma'am, I thought you were going to leave that with the doctor.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for a trash barrel or something. I tried, and I failed utterly.
What seemed to be the problem?
He did not like my idea. Or I did not describe it very... It doesn't matter. Just, we're getting rid of it. I'm done
What?
here. I can never go back in there.
What? Did he not like the idea? They cannot distill the... You said something about a poison sac.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just weirded him out and creeped him out. See, that's the thing about living in the woods by yourself. You're not always good at talking to people
Imagine
in
that.
normal situations.
All I had was a
Just
dragon
kinda
for many years.
Start to cuss to myself in Elvish under my breath as I'm searching for somewhere to get rid of this stupid tail.
Make a perception check.
Well,
Language.
let's not be rash. Let's see if there's someone else who might be able to help out with this
Looking around,
with this cause.
kind of a bit off to the east, just a little bit, you do notice kind of closer to what would be kind of the shopping area. You do notice there is one smaller building that has some like tanned hides being splayed out onto racks in front of it, along with some other like skeletons that have been properly treated and I wouldn't say bleached, but cleaned, and they're kind of on display in front of this smaller little like shack building, pretty much.
Cool. I'm gonna head over there.
Okay.
Would you like some assistance?
That would be great.
I'm gonna head over with him.
Okay. As you get there, you see this male halfling in kind of leathers, and there is a short bow strung over his back, and he currently has his back to you as he's beginning to kind of put another freshly cleaned, now needs to be dried hide onto another rack.
Hello, good sir.
Eh?
I bet you 5 silver I've got something you've never seen before.
Warder likes this bet. Go!
I thump down this tail. This is a tail and stinger from a giant wolf spider in the mines. Just crazy eye stare him down.
Make a persuasion check. Looks at it, looks at you. Spiders don't have tails.
This one did.
And I. Good sir, I look down towards him.
And what you see is this male halfling. He has this straight red hair, but oddly soft green eyes. He's got just a hodgepodge of different hides that have been patchworked together to make leather armor. And then you can see his bow actually looks like it was like a rib bone out of a larger creature that he just made a short bow out of.
Awesome.
One eye is a little squinchier than the other, a little testy. You're not sure if this guy's all there.
It's alright, apparently neither am I.
We were told that we were trying to get this taken apart, and we talked to the people at the clinic, and they said that you were the best person in town to talk to about getting that done and getting the venom sacs out of this, getting them out safely. And we really don't need this, but the venom sacs could be used by the hospital, by the clinic. Is that something that you think you can do?
I'm thinking here. I'll give you a choice. You can roll a deception check, or you can roll persuasion with a little bit higher DC.
I think I'll I did lie to him a little bit, so I think I'll go with that deception.
Give me a deception check.
That's a 20.
Wow.
30-20, nice.
Kind of looks at you, looks over to the clinic. I've given them a few things before. They know where good work is. They know a warder always comes through. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, you need the poison out of it? Huh?
Yes, we need the poison sacs to be removed, and we have other stuff to do. If you would actually like to take it to them yourself, maybe there might be something in it for you. We just don't have the kind of time.
You need poison sacs, though, huh?
The clinic does. We don't need poison sacs.
So the clinic's gonna pay me?
Possibly.
Roll a deception check.
Oh god.
Since we were
Even
both
though
talking,
I said possibly?
I'll give you advantage.
Can it?
Oh man.
As you are.
17.
Warder likes to get paid by the doc. He's a dick sometimes. He takes the tail.
Absolutely.
He takes the tail and just goes inside. Doesn't even pay attention anymore.
Perfect.
He is now enthralled with this thing.
I think
Look
it's time to
over.
leave.
I agree, but I didn't get my 5 silver. Damn.
Because he didn't believe you.
Son of a. All right, to the noble's house.
Okay. You head to the noble's house. I'd say between now it's probably early afternoon. And you walk up to the gate. Anybody knock?
Yeah, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Yes.
Okay, both of you knock on the gate. Metal sound rings out. You watch as the familiar female servant sees you, gives a nod through the window, and then just a few seconds later she comes out the front door and approaches the gate. Is he expecting you today?
He's gonna want to hear what we have to say.
I'll let him know. Just give me a moment. And
Thank
she
you.
goes back inside. 2 or 3 minutes pass. Just kind of awkward silence. And then she comes back out. Bit of a softer smile on her face as she unlocks the gate for you and escorts you inside. And she takes you to a new place you haven't been yet, into kind of a study area, which is off to the kind of the right. Before you went almost straight ahead back into a kitchen area. To the right is a decent sized study, enough for 2 or 3 of you to stand within, along with Edmund. But Edmund is there at his desk, and you see it's well organized, but it is paperwork.
Oof.
And he looks up. Didn't expect you back so soon. Everything went okay?
Define
Sorta.
okay.
And you see he puts his quill back into the ink jar and sits back and kind of puts his hands over his little bit of a portly stomach. Well, I'm ready to listen.
So, we've cleared at least the top half of the mine. There were goblins with peculiar
And as you say that, he continues
additions.
listening. He continues to listen, but he does. You see him kind of question what you say, and he kind of begins digging through his desk, but still listening.
Mouths that are far too wide, eyes that are far too black, and they don't fight in the same manner that goblins normally fight.
That sounds
Though they are
awful.
felled by goblins. It was not that bad. We are well trained and we fought well, despite that being the first time we fought together.
That's fantastic. And he begins to move some of his paperwork off the way to the desk, and you see he puts down a blueprint or a kind of a map of the mine. You said,
Now that would have been nice to have before we went in.
well, I didn't know I had it. Still taking over everything.
Right, makes sense.
You said top half, but it's just one layered.
Well, it starts to come down and it looked as if it were being further mined. And may I look and kind of point at about how far down we went?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Ooh, that's nat 20.
We're just going to take the
So
first roll.
24 total.
Whenever that happens, because D&D
Yeah,
Beyond and Roll20
Right, yeah,
is
it's
weird,
the-
we'll
yeah.
always take the left roll. But natural 20, fantastic.
right.
Yeah. As you look at the map, immediately you can tell that you guys actually had reached the end of the mine. Had you pushed...
Do I see where it turned?
You do. It just ends. It was looking at it now, and with a natural 20, doing a bit of math in your head, you realize it was probably about 30, 40 feet beyond your dark vision range to be able to see the actual end of the mine and the railway.
Right.
But it actually
My only
ended
issue
there.
is... So then I guess what I can tell you is that we've cleared the full mine, although we were going to go back and double check. We wanted to go back. We came across some giant spiders. We came across a few other places.
Well, my men can clean out any deceased bodies. If you feel certain you've cleared it, I can get them out there soon.
My fear is that there's something has dug its way out of where you think your mine ends. These goblins didn't come from thin air. They had to have come from somewhere, and on our way down, we did not see any breaks or any offshoots that were more than a few feet, that were more just like nodes or nestled in.
I will say this with natural
So they had
20.
to have come some. Huh?
I will say this, that with that natural 20, you were looking at some of the offshoots that you did pass.
Yeah.
You didn't explore all of them.
I thought we did. That's my bad.
Not the offshoots, no.
Oh, man.
You guys stuck to the
That's
main
on
rail.
me. Well, then we will. We cleared the main parts of the mine. We did not check every offshoot. So while we may have cleared the main areas, there could be other areas. There could be breaks. There could be. This isn't an attempt to gouge you, sir. We're not requiring or demanding extra money or anything like that. We just merely want to make sure that we've completed what we're telling you we've completed. Going
Right.
back in with a refreshed set of eyes will give us a much better opportunity, and having a fourth person with us will help us be able to kind of explore a little better. I would feel much more confident with one more run through the mines to be able to tell you we've completed it.
Okay.
If you were to lose any more miners due to our ignorance or the fact or sheer just observational miss, you would be ruined, and that's not something I want to bestow on you or the miners who would lose their lives.
Well, it's certainly appreciated. I can have
Especially
payment
with
ready.
a copy of this, we would be able to use this and a few other abilities that we weren't able to make use of the first time to really dig through and make sure we had everything.
All right. Well, I can have payment ready upon your return.
Lovely.
And he kind of rolls the map up, and you see he kind of hold it with both hands for a moment before he hands it over to you. Please don't lose this. It's the only one I have.
I don't intend to, sir. All right. Unless you have any other questions for us, I believe we'll probably make sure we have everything we need before we head out again.
Kind of raises his hand a little bit, shakes his head. No, just be safe.
We will.
Thank you again. And he kind of looks at
Thank you.
Catalia. Thank you a lot.
Always here to help.
Unless you guys have any other business for him, you are welcome to leave.
I'm going to poke my head in as I was listening, but there wasn't enough room for all of us to be in the room.
Right.
And I'm like, and your worker is doing well.
Oh, that's good to
He's
hear.
awake now.
I'll have to go. That's good news to hear. Still more to hire, but that is good news. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, what do you guys do?
I guess we're going to head in. Head out that way.
Okay. If you head out now, you will get there about just in eating time.
Unless you guys have any other ideas.
No.
No, I can't think of anything.
All right. You guys head out.
All right.
Once we get a fair distance away from any prying ears, I'll turn to my sister. And where did you meet that individual?
Oh, you mean him?
Yes, the noble, the mine owner.
It was a job I took. His family needed like a guide to get to Rosso safely.
Okay. I don't like him.
Okay.
He was being told about the mine, was asked if he had any other questions. Never once asked about his workers or anyone that might have been lost in the mine.
Oh. Hmm. Now that you mentioned that, I did notice that.
Huh.
I guess not everyone can be decent, and some people just care about a profit.
Maybe he
It's a
has a
real
lot on his
shame.
mind.
Maybe you're giving him far more of a lot more credit.
Maybe.
Either way, we were paid to do a job. Let's make sure it gets done.
Yes.
All right. You guys head back to the 2-hour walk. Now 2 hours without the additional weight of a large spider scorpion tail.
Yes.
Taking a moment to speak with the noble, give him your updates, dropping off that with lovely water. Get back to Rasso 3. Kelvin, it's your first time seeing this. As the party begins to approach, the first thing you notice is that there is a bell tower, still well intact, with no bell. It stands in the center of what would have been this city, and there's just a few posts of buildings here and there. Most of the wood has been reclaimed and moved further south. There's one building that the party points out to you that is about the top half is still boarded up, and then you do see these kind of thick rolls of tent that have been currently up and secured, but you would imagine they could be brought down, and the party tells you this is where the miners stayed during their week journeys here.
Okay.
Is there anything you guys wish to do before you head back into the mines?
Do you think we should rest before we go in and go in the morning? I feel fine, but we don't, is this going to be a quick run through just to make sure we've got everything cleared out? Or do we plan on taking a more serious approach?
How long were you in there before?
A couple of hours? I would say no more than 4.
We could probably anticipate at least that much time this time as well, if there's further offshoots and we don't know what goes from there.
True. Maybe we should go in the morning.
It is better we be thorough and take our time so that we do not take the risk of leaving anything behind.
Did you guys search the miners' sleeping area for anything that might?
There's nothing really over there.
Clue? Okay.
We did search it. Yeah, there wasn't much there. Although we did make use of the watchtower rather than the miners' quarters.
guess we set up for the night.
Yeah,
Okay. You guys.
might be a little tight, but I think we should still set up in the watchtower.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
A little more crowded. All of you nudge, especially with Kelvin, into this.
I'm gonna go ahead and climb straight up to the top. Like I'll be the first in and the first up, and I'll
Okay.
kind of store myself up higher.
Okay. So,
And
Tamriel
that
goes
way
all
there's
the
a
way to the
little
top. Snow?
Snow is probably gonna leave her stuff down below, but she will also try to make some room by finding higher purchase. Also, just to keep an eye out. She's naturally observant, I guess would be the word for it. So
the only perch between ground floor is where the bell was up in the equivalent to about a second story.
Then that's where she'll go.
Okay, so we have Tamriel and Snow on the top. Brother, sister, ground floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take first 2 watches.
Give me a perception check.
No, we'll stay up as well. At least until he leaves.
Okay.
18.
Nice.
You staying up to watch as well, Snow, or are you just staying up there?
She'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
More passive than probably Tam, but certainly will help.
Sure.
That's perception. Not that one, this one. Yeah.
Okay. Between the two of you, kind of looking around as the sun comes down. The last little lingers of light, giving once again a fantastic view over the large section of land before you, with mountains behind you, and then looking the other direction to the east, it's just beautiful forests and grasslands, and nothing really seems to stand out.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing as last time, to where Tamriel takes the first 2 and Cathalia takes the second 2.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds right. Yep.
Okay. Cathalia, give
Well,
me a wisdom saving throw. Okay. In your trance, once again, dream is a loose word. It's images, faint memories. But as you are within this state of rest and recovery through your Fey nature, you feel your connection to that Fey lineage come through a bit more. And you don't make out the noises well. They're still muffled. But you hear sounds of a scuffle. You hear a voice cry out. But before you can identify anything of it, it is immediately silenced once again. And then you are brought back into consciousness with your heart beating and that sweat once upon your brow.
Are you all right?
I don't know. This isn't.
I'm gonna give
something
her
I'm used
like a
to.
once over, just kind of making sure there's nothing that I can like see.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Those 15.
Physically, she seems fine. Perhaps just elevated heart rate, bit of sweat upon her, bad dream.
Fair enough.
I'll be okay.
Okay. I kind of pat her on the shoulder and walk away.
All right. You take your third and fourth watch.
Yes.
Give me a perception check, please.
Noah's taking up her spot in front of the door again.
Okay. 17. It's simple, easy night. Nothing goes on. Morning comes. All of you wake up. Well rested. Well, I won't say well rested, but rested for sure. I'll say with that, before we begin the next day, I'm going to take a quick 10-minute break. Sound good?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take a quick 10-minute break. We'll be back here in 10, y'all.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Yes, we're at the mouth of the cave, yeah.
Not
I
me.
will. I will.
Well, I will as well. You
do
take
this.
advantage on that.
Sounds like a plan. Boom, 19. Okay.
Off. Welcome back, everybody. There's this thing called turning your mic back on, which works great, by the way.
Oops.
Yeah,
Oops.
turn the mic on. It works well.
At least you caught it now and not an hour in.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Very true.
Huge shout out to the audience of my chat keeping me in check. Thank you. So, we'll go over all of that again.
Yes.
Paraphrased. The party is met up at the mouth of the cave with proper investigation roles given. Snow and Tamriel head up the exploration of the mines.
Hey, real quick,
Yes.
can I also use my journal in tandem with the map? Making minor notes and all of that kind of stuff, especially with this being my second time through.
Yes. So I will
Awesome.
say with that, you do the map holds true. There are not any new additions. It seems to be a well updated map. When you get to where the railing of the cart mine meets this cave in at the very end of the cave, you've spent probably 4 or 5 hours in here at this point, exploring all these offshoots, walking past the combat you had left. You inspecting this cave in, you notice it has not had time to settle well. There's still there's large rocks, boulders, smaller pieces, dust particles. As you kind of run your hand across it, it still is a bit loose and trickles down and then fills in a bit as it goes up.
I am going to, I guess, kind of search through it. Kind of probe it, see where it's at, how it's going, if that makes sense.
Right. You wanted to search the actual
Cave-in type area. Yes, and just kind of start to probe it a little bit, see where I can try and see along the edges or something.
Okay.
See kind of where the cave-in occurred or what caused it. If it was a support beam breaking, if it was someone intentionally cutting away at it, or something bursting through. You know what I mean?
Make an investigation check.
I want to double check and see. That's on perception. Never mind.
And I will say Snow will probably still aid you in this.
Okay. It's a 25.
Looking around, you don't notice any broken support beams. What you do find is all along kind of the top where the cave-in meets what roof there is here. And you can't see all of it because the cave-in covers it in too much. But you do see these kind of, looks like gouges or slash marks in all around almost the top half of the entirety of the tunnel right here on this cave-in.
So those could be claw marks.
He's back. Apologies for dropping out.
It's alright. Can't control the internet.
Correct.
Especially when your cat steps on it.
Never try.
Well, I'm going to kind of point them out to everybody. And we've pretty much well established that there's nothing else that's in this mine, correct?
Yes.
Besides the four of us?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and strike a torch so
Okay.
that Kelvin can also see, because I'm not sure if Kelvin has night vision or not.
Yes, of course I do.
Well, it might help us to see it in a new light rather than seeing it in a... What's the word I'm looking for?
Pesky grayscale?
Yes, in gray.
Okay.
This may help us out quite a bit.
Light your torch. Hold it up. All of you see as he kind of waves it over the top portion of where this cave-in is. You can see these gouges and these long, almost looks like they would be claw marks if they weren't singular but numerous. Almost as if it was just using a single hooked appendage of some sort.
Single hooked appendage, you said?
Or something along that lines. It doesn't look like a claw of like 3 or 4 like a normal creature. It looks like a single thick mark, but numerous.
Would I be able to recognize it as the stinger?
It would say with that, it looks more familiar to kind of the heftier front legs of the spiders.
Huh, okay. So they came through here and then they caved it in. So either they were running from something, or they did not want us to get through. Kelvin, do you think you could shift any of this?
Oh, I mean, I can try.
Well, that would certainly...
I'm gonna reach down and grab a small little stone and kind of move it to the side.
Any of the smaller pieces or gravel or something?
Yeah, basically.
We don't have to shift a lot of it, just enough for us to try and get through.
You want to try and dig through?
Yes, I will do my best.
Roll a strength check.
I'm amazing at those.
I don't think you are.
It's
9. I got a 9.
Ooh.
As you
Can I
start
help
to,
him with those?
it's a little late.
Yeah.
As he begins to dig through, he gets winded pretty quick, and what he does manage to dig out immediately is just filled in by whatever mountain is above you guys.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah, there is. I think we're gonna need a little more help.
There's like 6 small boulders to the side. Oh, was that what you're looking for?
6, that's generous. It's like 4.
So there's 4 boulders and a small rock.
Yes. 4 boulders and a small rock.
Oh,
More than I would have been able to do, but okay. I appreciate the help. We're
Just
gonna
my
need help.
large hands are on my waist. Oh, I'm just not built for this.
Yep, your delicate elven figure. That's my sincerest apologies.
I like try to hide a smile behind my hand.
What are you guys doing?
I guess we are going to head on out.
Any objections?
No.
Not here.
Okay, all of you, and it's a straight shot out. There's not a lot of time there, but as you do get out, it is evening.
Well, I guess we can definitely say that what we did discover was cleared. We just need to find a way past that the rock slide.
Yeah. Or someone else can.
What are you guys doing?
My suggestion is that we head back. I mean, we've already a couple of hours. Let us get back to the town, and no, this didn't cost us too much, unless any of you object.
I don't
Nope.
see a problem with that. But we can't really do it.
Okay, so the party decides to head back to town.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's head back to town. It's not late in the evening, so you can definitely make the walk easily. You get back, it is obviously later evening. Not a lot going on. You do kind of notice, just with your look at your passives here real quick. Yeah, all of you notice there's just smaller groups of about 3 to 4 armed individuals kind of roaming the outskirts of the town.
Do we recognize are their uniforms or a part of
They're
anything?
all
Does that what I'm?
yes, they are all similarly armored in leathers, one in a breastplate, all of them with either a long sword or a short sword and a short bow. The one in the breastplate does have kind of like a quarter sleeve sash on his left.
Okay.
Make a perception check. See how much you pull from this.
5. Not
You
great.
notice it's a green sash with an insignia upon it, but it's about all you can make out. You can't quite get the details of the insignia.
It's not good.
Do we know if these are local, like
Yeah, I
guard?
was gonna say, do we recognize them?
I would say Cathalia and Snow. Give me a history check. Snow, you haven't had any direct dealings with this, but you do notice with the predominant green color on the sash and the symbol is a crown that is hovering slightly over a sword. It is the king's blades. It is the royal army.
Have they been in town? Would we know?
Yes, you have seen them before.
Okay.
Around. You don't
Okay.
notice them a whole lot during the day because that's mostly
Right.
the local guard, but at nighttime, you
Okay.
imagine they kind of take over to have that presence.
Fair
Good to
enough.
know. Thank you.
Okay. Where do you guys head?
To the inn.
Yeah.
Head to the inn.
We'll probably bed down for the night.
All right. All of you get a peaceful night's sleep. Morning comes. The day is yours. What do you do?
Before we actually went to sleep, I would have probably went and checked on Damien.
He is no longer at the clinic.
Is it kind of inquire as to where he lives? Would they know where he moved to?
HIPAA says otherwise.
He's going to look at you, the person there that's kind of closing down the shop for the night, to be just kind of present there. He looks at you. Weren't you with that elf guy? With the thing?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I don't know where he lives. Have a nice day.
Sir, if
He slowly pushes you out the door and closes the door in front of you.
has a halfling come to see? Okay.
Ka-chunk.
Well, their bedside manner has certainly changed.
You
Well,
dropped a
it's good to know
7-foot
that-
appendage on the desk.
Bed manner has changed.
It is. I just say to myself as I walk back. Well, it is good to know that my companions certainly know how to make an impression.
All right. Is there
And
anything
then I
else? Anything anybody wants to accomplish before they go to bed?
Nope.
Nah, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Can we ask the guards as we come in really quick if there's been any increase in activity, or is this just a normal patrol?
Kind of looks you over. Yeah. This is normal. Who's asking?
Oh, I'm with the group of adventurers that helped clean out the mine and are helping the town.
And they all kind of look at each other and
The name's Kelvin.
right. Just watch yourself. And they march on past you.
Like, it's kind of difficult to do that. My eyes are in front of me. And I leave.
Okay.
Wow.
Glad to know we're all smartasses. Well, yeah, I guess we're gonna crash.
Who the sleeps?
I will say, did everyone have their own room, or was it guys and girls?
Guys and girls. It was guys and girls.
It was guys and
Yeah.
girls.
Okay.
But it's been like 4 days. I mean,
Yeah. We'll say Snow and Cathalia, as you walk into your room, give me a perception check.
Something that I'm actually good at. Let's see how I roll, though, I guess. Yeah.
You both see it, but Snow, you notice it first. On the windowsill is a small, singular, pristine white snowdrop flower.
No drop.
Mm-hmm. Just seems to be growing up from what should be dead wood.
Noah's gonna kind of motion to Cathalia to make sure that she sees it, and she's going to use her druidcraft cantrip. That can be a tongue twister. Holy crap!
Sure can.
Damn. She's gonna see if she can make the flower blossom, because that's something that druidcraft can do.
It is a real flower. It begins to kind of open up.
How'd you do that?
It is a part of my nature. It is who and what I am. I'm more interested in how it got here. It shouldn't be able to grow here. It's getting no nutrients.
Mm-mm.
Give me a quick history check, Snow.
Eek. Famous before.
It's not just a part of your gifts. You've known of at least one other that had this gift.
Mm-hmm. She's not gonna say anything.
Okay.
She's definitely going to do a like a perimeter check, I guess, of the room and outside the window, if there is one.
Okay.
And then if everything is up to par, then she will
Everything's at the par.
she'll head to bed.
Okay. You bed down for the night? Is there any other business anybody wants to attend to before we move to the next morning?
I think so.
I have nothing.
No, I'm good.
All right. Next morning comes.
I assume the elves are up early as always.
Yeah,
Depends.
I
Did
mean,
you trance or did you sleep?
That's a good point too.
I'm trancing. And then I'm going to try and study my stuff some more.
Okay.
My journal.
tried
Now
to
that I
sleep.
know that I have, then I'm not, I'm not having to keep an eye out on anybody else. So
Yeah. Give me a
Well-
wisdom saving throw.
okay. Wisdom save. Boom. That's a solid 8.
You get about an hour into trying to read this unfamiliar handwriting, and it just something you almost get like that ringing in the back of your ears, but it's more like the back of your mind. Just and it just becomes intense and intense the longer you try and read, and you finally just have to close the book. And shake your head of it.
Mer. Damn words not wanting to do their jobs.
Cathalia, did you transfer or did you sleep?
I try to sleep.
Okay. You have a restful night.
Oh, good. Weird, but good.
The rest of the party reaches consciousness to a new day. What business is first?
Going to see those guys. Going to see the nobleman, I guess.
Okay. Does everybody go?
Yes.
Okay. You head out bright and early in the morning to the noble's house. You are greeted this time by a different male servant, well dressed. He approaches the gate, curious look on his face. Can I help you this morn?
Yes, we're here to talk to Lord Edmund, if you don't mind.
What business?
The business we have with him. Because I don't recognize you, friend.
He takes a moment to look at all of you and kind of, you see him muttering a few words to himself to make like he's going to like describe you. And kind of nods his head, walks back inside. A few minutes pass, probably about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before you see Edmund actually kind of open the door with the servant, and they're kind of talking to each other. Nothing heated, just discussion. And then the servant and Edmund both walk to the gate. Edmund greets you there. It's early for sure. Can I help you?
Yeah, we finished our excavation. Not excavation. What's the word I'm looking for? Expedition.
Ah.
Finished our expedition.
Well, you all seem all right.
May we come in and discuss a few things?
Certainly. And he kind of motions to his servant as he himself just begins to move inside. Servant unlocks the gates, lets you in, closes it behind you.
I'm going to kind of smirk at him as we walk in.
He's not paying attention to you.
As they pass through the gates, Snow is going to look behind them and look 180 down the street, both directions, making sure that nobody's keeping an eye on them.
Okay, make a perception check. Seems clear.
Cool. She'll join the others.
Okay, all of you head inside, back into the study / now office. Edmund takes his seat. Well, you all seem okay. And I got word.
Remember how
Damien's returned home, so that's good news as well.
Yes. So do you remember how I told you that we wanted to check and see how the creatures had made their way into the mine?
Yes.
Well, we found it. At the end of the mine, we found a cave-in, one that we were not able to deal with ourselves. Looked like something, one of the creatures, maybe one of the giant spiders, had caused the cave-in themselves.
Huh.
Possibly to either stop someone from going in, so that could be their nesting area, or they could have been running from something and caused the cave-in to save themselves. Either way, you're going to want to dig that out and finish clearing your mine. Because if it's the former, you're still going to have to deal with giant spiders.
So he kind of nods his head a little bit, trying to already kind of make preparations. Okay.
If it's the latter, that's going to be a lot worse. Because whatever could make goblins and giant spiders not only work together, but flee that quickly when they refused to show that kind of fear to anyone or anything else is not good.
Kind of nods his head a bit. Right. Maybe I'll hold off on going any deeper and just use what's already been discovered and mine from there until I can build a little more coin to convince.
Not a terrible idea.
But I do thank you for what seems to be clearing the mines. That's what I'd asked for.
We are happy to help.
If I could have my map back, please.
Of course.
Takes the map.
Yeah, pass it back to him.
And then he kind of turns in his chair, reaches underneath his desk, and sets up a bag onto the desk. And it kind of goes click, 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 but not like coins. He kind of undoes the tie. Before I made the adventure to purchase these mines, I was quite the jeweler back in the capital. That's how I made my fortune, actually. And you see as he pulls out this beautiful looking bloodstone. I don't have much left, unfortunately, in the way of physical coin, but I do have some gems and jewels I've managed to keep a hold of. If you could get these to the capital, you could get them appraised for quite well. And he kind of moves the bag over for the rest of you to inspect it, or whoever wishes to look inside.
I'll kind of poke a nose through it kind of deal.
At a quick glance, you see about 5 different gems in there.
Huh. I'm going to kind of pick it up and carry it back and kind of show everybody else.
I'll go ahead and look through it as well.
Do you look through it? Look through it?
Kind of stick a finger in and move stuff around.
Okay.
Looking at what's in there.
4 or 5 gems in there.
Okay. Does anyone actually have the way to tell how much these things are worth?
In this town, I'm sure you could find somebody to appraise them for you into coin, but altogether, they're probably worth about from 150, 200 gold.
At least a couple healing potions.
Depends who you get to look at them.
My thanks, my lord. If you ever have need of us, again, we would be happy to assist.
Well, I don't think I will.
One never does know, but good luck.
Absolutely.
Alright, I guess I'm going to nod to him. Kelvin, would you mind holding on to these for me?
Yes,
Or
I
for
can
us,
do that for you.
please. Thank you. And then make my way out.
Okay. You make your way out.
Let anybody else that wants to say their goodbyes, I'll just kind of hang out outside for a second.
I'll nod to the guy and but also then to ask where is Damien's residence? I would like to check on him before we leave.
He lives just north of us, north of the village. Kind of a smaller little shack.
Thank you. And then I'll make my way out.
You
Just out of the room.
Before you leave, he kind of You helped nurse him back to health, correct?
I did. I did my best.
He kind of looks past you and then motions for you to come a little closer.
I'll step closer.
You may want to take a little stroll around the Windeps Manor. I hear they're having similar problems with their workers. If you can heal one, you could heal more.
Where are they?
To the west a bit, closer to where the mountain meets the grasslands. Trust me, you can't miss that manor.
I will make sure that we check it out.
Be safe.
Thank you. You as well.
And he just kind of, you see, he kind of sits back and looks over the just mass of paperwork and documents and things on his desk, and he just goes, he just stares for a minute down at this. If you decide to stay there and just look, or you can leave.
What was that? Wind Eps?
Windeps. Windepps. Windeps.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. You gather outside the perimeter of the gates. What does the party do?
Well, we don't really have a plan. We did that. I am not in any big rush to leave my newfound friends.
No, we'll kind of turn to Calvin. You wanted to check on Damien, yes?
Yes, he lives in a small shack just north of town.
I don't know about you, but I'm down for a stroll and checking in on him.
We certainly can.
Yes.
Done with my notes.
All right. You guys decide to head north to try and locate the residence of Damien. Who is going to helm this?
I will help whoever is leading the way.
I'll do it.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Perception or investigation?
Perception.
Oh, man. That's a 10.
It's a 13.
13 at
With helping.
advantage. Yeah.
Oh, with advantage. Okay.
I was helping.
Yeah.
Takes you a bit wandering through the city in a mostly northern direction, but you do begin to get a little bit away from, and you guys traveled south, I believe, to get to, no, you did travel north. So you've been through here before, and you kind of notice that as it gets from the bigger part of the city, the larger, nicer buildings, to smaller, regular buildings, to almost like single-person shacks. You do get to one, and you actually see Damien beginning to load up what looks like a pack mule. And he is just loading it up with what looks to be some bags, bedroll.
Huh. On our way to this place, I would have told them about the you said Windeps?
Windeps.
Windeps. That's when I would have told them about the Windeps.
Okay.
I see him packing up, but I'll take a little, that little, like, I'm not really moving any faster, but it's kind of like a jog.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like when you're trying to cross the street.
Yeah. So you quote unquote jog up to him.
Yes.
And he goes, Hey, never got to thank you
Hey.
for getting me back to health and so I can get back to work. Appreciate it a lot.
Of course.
But
I'm
I
glad
gotta
to
get
have been
going.
helped. Where are you going?
Oh, some of the mines in the south were hiring right away with a little better pay, so I'm gonna go there.
Which mines?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. I just took the pay to the south. I really want to go south.
You
Good.
don't remember which one?
They were just kind of handing out gold, and I said thanks. A bunch of us are going to meet outside the city.
Is it the wind depths?
See, kind of scratched his head for a minute. That might be about right.
I have heard they are experiencing similar troubles currently.
Yeah. Well, I need to get down there. Thanks again.
What's
Please be
the
safe.
rush?
Kind of looks around confused and kind of just gestures broadly. Can't make a living doing nothing.
Okay.
He begins to lead his pack mule south, away from you guys.
Well then.
I'll turn to everyone. Well, it looks like we better help these wind elves before anything else happens. If they're hiring people to replace miners, they're just going to lose more miners.
It's not going to fix the problem. It also wouldn't bother me to keep an eye on Damien.
Yes.
No,
All right.
Noah's just gonna look at Cathalion, one of those "I'll follow you" kind of looks.
I hold my hand out. Like, after you. Or the let's go.
Noah will then probably double time it, catch up to Damien, just to simply ask if he would allow them to accompany him because they're headed in the same direction.
I mean, yeah. Just make sure you get paid too.
We appreciate you letting us come with you.
Just kind of gives his head a nod and steals his direction forward.
Lovely.
We're going to head down with Snow and Damien.
Are you going to follow him the entirety of the trip?
Seems like it.
No. We're going to follow him back down to where the town splits off, and then we need to go west to go to the actual Wind Epps manor, so that we can actually procure this work.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was to the west. Yeah.
Okay. He just continues heading on south, just like he knows where to go. So he goes, you guys break off, and you travel for about 15, 20 minutes by foot to the west, closer to where the mountain range actually meets the grassland flat ground. And after that little 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk, you do see this larger estate that seems to be actually carved into the side of the mountain. Like, it looks like they carved a bit of the mountain out just to make space on flat ground for this large estate. It has beautiful iron rod fence all the way around it, 5, 6, 7 feet tall. In the back center, pressed against what would have been the base of the mountain, is this large stone and wood structure. Just this amazing manor.
Something as point of order real quick. When we split from Damien and he kept going south, Was it one of those, like, he's going in a straight line directly there, I need to get there now? Or was it one of those, like, more casual, I know where I'm going, but I'm taking my time?
It was without running or fast walking, you can tell he was moving with a purpose of direction.
Okay.
He was jogging.
What do you guys do?
That's all I needed.
I suppose we're gonna.
Go knock on the door.
Yeah, I mean that's really what we can do.
Okay. The large double gate is actually open, and there's a very nice brick path that leads about halfway through the courtyard. Has a bit of a nice fountain in the middle of it, and then continues forward to the front door.
I guess we're gonna head up and knock on the door.
Yep. Walk up, knock.
You knock on the door. After about
Mm-hmm.
just a few moments, you see this smaller door opens in front of you, and this male halfling walks out, looks at all of you. Here for mining work.
Here because we heard you had a problem.
No problems here. Just giving out work. You need work or no?
I mean, we're not miners, but
Okay, click.
Knock on the door again.
I'm gonna kind of look up in the air, crack my neck a little bit. More muttering in Elvish as I step to the back of the group because apparently I just don't know how to talk to people.
Pretty quickly, the
knock on the
same
door.
small door opens. You still? You miners or not?
My friend was mistaken. Yes, we are definitely looking for work.
Good. It's a gold a day. You collect the end of the week. The mines to
It
the
seems
south.
like just a fair amount of money for mining.
It's a fair
Are there
amount of
any
questions.
risks?
You taking the
I
pay or
just like
not?
to know what I'm. Yes, I just like to know what I'm stepping into.
You're gonna go mine. They're to the south. About an hour.
Okay.
All right. And he, 1 second. Closes the door. It's gone for about 2-3 minutes. Comes back. He has a ledger with him. Names? And he's just waiting.
I'm Cathalia.
Cathalia. Is that it? Nothing else? Cathalia?
That-
Simon.
Let me get a deception
I'll
check.
look over at him.
Right. Simon. No last name either? All first name basis? Alright.
Yeah.
He just writes a few more words on his ledger next to each of your names. You? Points to Snow.
That is all she says. Snow.
Got it? Is that it? You in the back. Name.
Theodore.
No. Roll deception. Right. Good luck getting your gold. He nods his head, closes the ledger, closes the door. You're left there in front of the manor.
Really not digging how we're being treated.
But at least now we're allowed into the mines. If there's a problem, they're not going to disclose what it is, and it's on us to figure it out.
Fair enough.
Nothing left to do but head there then.
Yep.
All right. You all begin moving south. About an hour to hour and a half goes by before you see one set of mines that's probably about 30, 40 feet up into the mountain. And there are two lit sconches outside of the front door, at the mouth of the entrance to these mines. And you have seen other mine entrances, but this is the only one that has actually lit sconches on it.
Is there anyone around the front of the mine?
Make a perception check.
What about any blood?
18.
You do see two figures standing out front of it. They appear to be male with some form of weapon at their side. From this distance, you can't quite tell. It looks like some kind of sword.
I guess those are the people to talk to. Make our way up.
All right.
Hello. Are you guarding the mines today?
Yep.
We are here to work.
Inside.
Is everything okay?
Yep.
Anything odd about these guys now that we're a lot closer?
Everyone make a perception check.
Nat 20, 23.
Ooh.
21.
Almost.
Okay.
Snow got a 24. Wow. That's 3 over 20 there, broski.
Cathalia is a little taken back by just the moving, the walking, the scenery, how nice it is around. The three of you notice immediately that they have black veins on their neck, in their eyes, at the corners of their lips, and even kind of like the back of the hands where you can see your veins, like easily, there as well.
All right, before we enter or get too close, I'm going to kind of pat myself and go, you know what? I forgot my pickaxe at home. I can't work without a pickaxe. We'll have to go back. We'll be back shortly.
Right.
As I kind of like start slightly, like I'm kind of near the front, and I kind of start like my hands on everybody to keep them from going farther.
Okay.
And kind of start to like kind of nudge them backwards.
Take the lead. Take the leading.
Okay.
And we're going to kind of backtrack.
Okay. How
I'd
far?
say at least 50 to 100 feet.
Okay.
Probably closer to 75.
Okay.
Out of earshot for sure.
Okay.
And out of an easy bow shot. I mean, yeah, they can still make that shot, but 75 feet, you know, hopefully we'd see something coming. So that's really not good.
No.
No will kind of position herself so that it looks like she's talking to the group, but she's looking over their shoulder at the two that they just walked away from.
Okay.
So, anybody else get the sinking feeling that nobody's going to be collecting gold at the end of the week because nobody's coming back out of that mine?
Which only
That's
means that we
exorbitant.
should be in there and figure out what's going on.
You're right.
What do
Are
we?
we prepared for that, though?
Can we be? We don't know what's in there. And it's only if we go in, we don't leave until it's over.
What would we do
That's
about
not
these
wrong.
two as well? If we start a ruckus inside, they're definitely going to be coming anyway.
Yes. I
They
just
didn't
don't
try
know.
and force us.
I also don't know if I want to let people know that we're coming in with malcontent. It might be good to get an assessment of the situation before we do anything. Though I can see the point in maybe dwindling their numbers early.
Whatever's possessed them is not natural. We know enough that they'll each have their own state of mind. They're not a hive mind, they're not a collective. But there's no telling what they could do to warn the next. If we take them, we have to hide them.
That's assuming that we don't waste time trying to take them down.
What are you guys doing?
Personally, I'm fine if we pick people off or not, but I don't have many things that go far distances, unfortunately.
I have a few things. Well, I have one thing.
I'm much more proficient in close range. But the issue is, what do we do with the two at the front? We're assuming that whatever is grabbing, I don't want to leave enemies behind us, because the last thing we need is it to be in a pincer. We don't need to be ambushed. We don't need to be pinned down from both sides and forced into whatever's down there.
At the same time, though, they're not really keeping an eye out, per se, so we may be able to actually make it quite far into the mine and backtrack our way out. They think that we're miners at the moment.
They didn't even seem to register anything other than us talking to them and asking a handful of questions.
And if we safely assume that most of them will be in a similar state, we should meet minimal resistance until some aggression actually occurs.
But ultimately the question is the aggression on their terms or ours?
Indeed.
Well, I guess the only way to determine this is we've all had our thoughts and what we want to do. I think we should just vote, and whatever we decide, that's what we have to live with. Who is in favor of attacking now?
I'm be okay with it.
I'll do
Preferred,
it
perhaps
if
not.
I'll do it if I have to. I'm not overly fond of the idea.
Well, if you want to attack first, this is the time to speak. If you want to wait and see how things go later, that's a different story.
We also may be able to even draw more out so that we don't have to deal with as many in the mine itself if we attack now.
This is true.
I don't relish the idea of spilling blood unnecessarily, but that much, it's already in their eyes, it's already a part of them.
They're not coming back from this.
That's my thought. It wouldn't be murder. So the question is, do we take them now, or do we hope to God we're not pinned down. I think we ultimately I think the path we should take is we go. I don't relish the idea of attacking them unawares, but I would rather us get the drop on them than then get the drop on us.
And this way we're not leaving anything behind us, which I agree with you, I would rather not do. So,
Yeah.
Hand up for attacking now, then.
yep.
Yep.
Okay, then it is settled. Now we know what we're doing. We just have to figure out how we're doing it.
Do they notice us talking?
They haven't moved. The whole time Snow was keeping a beat on them, she noticed they just continued to stand there and face forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the two, or it's
Just two.
more? I couldn't remember. Okay.
2's all we've seen.
How far... Well, let me rephrase that. Because English.
Yeah.
There's one on each side of the entrance to the mine?
Yes, and it's
Correct?
about a 10-foot entrance.
Okay, so they're roughly 15, 20 feet apart?
Roughly.
Okay.
2 on one, 2 on the other? Or 2 on one, 1 on the other with Cathalia at a distance to shoot?
I'm okay with that.
Whatever range Cathalia would feel more comfortable with. There's no need to put her in any danger she does not need to be in.
Correct.
You had also said you don't want to find us in a pinch point. Why don't we use that logic in reverse? Sister, would you walk into the mine with me? And then you two, about 30 feet, 40 feet behind us. So
Okay.
these two people are in the middle. Does that sound more advantageous?
Yeah. I like the sound of that.
Sounds alright.
Fair enough.
Nod, and then gesture for Cathalia to start walking, and I will follow.
Okay.
Right.
As the two of you head back up to the entrance of the mine, the two figures standing there, they don't acknowledge you. If you don't speak to them, they do not speak to you. You walk past without issue.
Okay. I kind of lean into Kelvin and whisper, "How far do we go?"
As she whispers, how far away are our other two party members now?
You told them to stay 30 feet behind you.
Okay, so once we're about 15, maybe 20 feet in, and they're coming up on the guards, I will just turn, nod, and
Yeah.
look at Tam, and kind of nod.
I'm going to give him a nod as well.
Okay.
And I look at one of the guards. I have a random question for you.
Yep.
Noah's actually gonna take Tam and, like, put a paw on his chest and push him slightly behind her.
Growing up in the forests that I grew up in, I was terrified of always getting attacked by a green dragon. What is the color of dragon that you would fear the most?
There's no response. As Snow has now put her paw on Tam's chest and gently moved him behind her.
I'm going to keep that stance, but I'm going to kind of loosen my whip a little bit. Let me try another question. if a dwarf is walking 25 feet and a wood elf can walk 35 feet and they're coming towards each other at a distance of 100 feet, how many seconds until they reach each other?
While he's talking, I ready my bow.
Okay. From your position, you cannot see the other guys.
Our guys or
You
those
cannot
guys?
see the two stationed outside. They are on the outer edge.
Oh, they're on the outside. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm still ready in case something happens.
Okay. Snow, what would you like to do?
Snow is probably 10 feet. Well, no, it'd be closer because Tan is trying to talk to them, wouldn't it?
No, I can talk from a distance. I'm raising my voice to talk to them.
So she's kind of just got her hands loosely at her side,
Mm-hmm.
and she's waiting for any kind of go signal. She's literally just standing there and making sure that nobody gets in range in front of her, except for those two.
Kelvin did give a nod to Tam. I would say you would see him do that, and you would watch as they stop, as Kelvin and Cathalia stop, turn, and face towards you guys, and then.
Would I
Kelvin-
see that exchange between them? You said I
Yes.
would, yes?
Yes.
She's gonna put her hands together
Okay.
and then throw them outward and cast Burning Hands at these two guards. It should catch both of them in a 15-foot cone from where she is.
Okay. Roll damage.
Please roll high. Shitty damage. Oh well.
That'll do it. You guys watch as, in an instance, this Tabaxi female takes her paws, pushes the wrists together, claws outward and forward. A bright burst of flame erupts in this cone, and just leaves nothing behind but two just burned to a crisp corpses that just straight to the ground.
Really, a 10 was enough? Okay. Not complaining.
No response at all. There was nothing left of them.
Just badly burned bodies beyond
No,
recognition.
I meant what I said it out loud, like to myself, almost as if I was reassuring myself that we're doing the right thing.
Oh, okay.
There was no response. There was nothing left. Even nothing at all. There was. They barely made eye contact.
No. These ones are too far gone.
Let us hope we find others that aren't. And
Are they,
I guess
like, would they be considered, like, burnt to skeleton or burnt to ash? Just-
Burnt to muscle and bone.
Ew.
Snow is just gonna take one and drag it back to somewhere where she can hide them.
Okay.
I'll kind of grab the other one and try and. I mean, there's probably not much left, so.
No, there's
Well, it was more like, is there something to grab and hide, or is there just ash? In which case, I'll leave it alone.
there's
You know?
still the remnants of a burnt corpse.
Yeah, we'll get them out of the way.
Okay, you guys
And
move them off to the sides.
Can I turn and look deeper into the caves,
Sure,
into the mines,
sure.
and see if I can notice anything that maybe anyone coming or anyone or anything that
Make a perception check.
looks out of place. Because I'm great at those. At 8.
You don't notice anything.
As of now, I think we are clear.
For now.
I assume the two of us will rejoin the two that are in the mouth of the cave. Onward then, I suppose.
You all join up. To the left at the beginning of the Windeps Mines.
And then make our way down.
Okay. You travel through these mines. Not quite as straightforward as the last set you were with. This one's a little more windy and begins to rapidly take a descent. Not at a dangerous angle to where it would be hard to push a cart back up it, but you do notice, whereas the last mine was a little more flat grounded into the mountain, this one begins to move downward into the mountain.
Everybody, could you give me just a few moments, please? And I'm going to study my journal for 10 minutes again.
Okay.
New mine, new situation. Just to, the parts that I can read, going over, how to spot hidden switches, hidden rooms, hidden compartments.
Sure.
How to keep your sense of direction underground. A lot of that kind of stuff that would be described.
I say
that kind of first couple of chapters.
With that, you would know that you're beginning to head back in a mostly north direction.
Okay.
But all of you begin to travel for about 20, 30.
While he did that really quick, I did cast one spell.
Okay. Got it.
Good choice.
Solid idea.
So you cast Mage Armor on yourself. You watch as Kelvin goes through these parts of it.
Selfishness. No, I'm just kidding.
He reaches up to his left wrist, and you see there's this piece of like a cured leather arm brace, and he kind of touches it, and his whole body shimmers over with this kind of spectral blue outline of full plate before fading into just nothingness.
No, that is a really cool trick.
I feel like it might be needed soon.
Yeah.
But you do travel for about 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, around about an hour of traveling in kind of a loosely north to northwest direction. Everyone give me perception checks. Alright.
Okay, yeah, I did.
Oh, yours was still attached to your last. Okay. I was like, where's Kelvin's? It's still attached to his last message. It was just that fast.
Yep.
I would say Cathalia and Snow, you begin to pick up on the sound of metal against stone in kind of a rhythmic, like, ting, 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 tonk. Ting, 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 ting. Ting, ting, ting. Ting, 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 tonk. Ting, ting, ting. And just over and over and over and over and over and over.
Okay.
Let's hope that they're still themselves. But I do say that we should probably go a little on the slower side.
Mm-hmm. Snow is going to try and stealth forward until her dark vision will let her see the sources of the sound.
Okay.
I'm going to let her get 10 or 15 feet forward, and then I'm going to start behind her.
Okay. Are you also stealthing?
Yes.
Those of you that wish to stealth, make a stealth check.
Same freaking number. Damn.
Could be worse.
Okay.
Like those two.
Overall, you feel pretty stealthy as a group. Snow ticking point. I will say after about another, not much longer, probably about 3 to 5 minutes of walking at your slower pace now. Remember that. The edge of your dark vision begins to pick up a pair on each side of this kind of tunnel unit. And this tunnel unit is probably it varies anywhere from 8 to 12 feet wide, and then goes up about anywhere from 10 to 15 feet tall. Just kind of goes up and down. It's not as well worked as what your previous experience was with the Huunvilla Mines. These seem a little more hasty. But you do pick up a pair of... give me a perception check, Snow.
Sure. Oof, my first
you look
bad
like
roll.
what looks to be a pair of halflings on each end, using pickaxes to work into the walls.
Okay.
Do you continue further?
I'm
Because
trying
they're
to
probably about
make
55 feet away from you.
Right. I'm gonna try to keep going forward,
Okay.
pushing through the center of the mines so that they can keep working undisturbed as much as possible and hopefully not see us.
Okay. As you move further up, about another 10, 15 feet, you see another pair of shorter creatures working the mines. And then another pair of mismatched height humanoids on each side. As you get closer, you realize they weren't halflings. They were goblins. Working.
I'm going to stop just short of that first pair,
Okay.
assuming that that third pair would still be in sight from that point.
Yes.
And she's just gonna look over her shoulder at the party, kind of like, what do we do?
Kind of kind of turning around to give Cathalia and Kelvin like a handout, like is in the wait a second. Tam is gonna kind of try and sneak up to about where Snow is and try and get a better viewpoint
Okay.
and see what else can be seen.
Make a perception check.
Also looking up at the tops, remembering from the last mine.
Sure, sure.
13.
You see what she sees. There's what is now 4 goblins working with pickaxes, mining out the walls, and then the pair past them is 13. On the left is a human. On the right is a dwarf. But they're all just working.
How wide is the mine again?
Here it would probably be about the 10 to 12 foot range. Beginning to widen out further, you can see up ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna lean in next to Snow, and I'm going to whisper to for her to head back towards Kelvin and Cathalia and tell them to get ready about 15 or 20 feet, that I'm going to bring these guys to them.
Okay.
So we'll quietly make her way back and relay that information. And kind of just set up ready and waiting.
Okay.
I get my bow ready.
Okay. Kelvin?
I'll just kind of brace. I have a dagger out, and I'm holding my hand out
Okay.
with the other hand.
So you're ready. Snow?
Yep, just ready stance waiting to see what Tam brings.
Tamriel, what do you do?
I'm going to loosen the grip on my whip, but leave it kind of held.
Okay.
And I'm going to draw my hand crossbow, kind of crouch a little bit and make sure I've got a decent shot.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot the closest goblin.
Make an attack roll with advantage. All right, roll your damage.
8 piercing.
He drops.
Do the others move?
They keep working.
Reload.
Okay.
Take the next shot.
Okay.
The one opposite side. So like that first one on the left, now I'm going to shoot at the first one on the right.
Okay. Make an attack roll with advantage.
Nat 20.
Roll your damage. Actually, there's no
Damn,
need.
bro.
He drops. It drops.
And nothing. Nothing. No reactions, nothing.
They're still working.
They're still working. I guess I'm going to turn around and creep back up towards them. And
Okay.
I'm going to reload as I keep going.
Okay.
And I'm going to let them know. I dropped 2, and there was no reaction at all.
Well, no reaction is certainly not encouraging. We might as well.
We're dropping shells here.
Yeah.
There's nothing left.
Let's not waste any more resources and just try to find what's causing this.
That's going to be farther down. All right. Well,
Let's go.
the human and the dwarf may offer a little bit more of a fight, but I think we can do it. I don't think it'll be an issue.
If they even turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll need to make sure that we're taking care of them before we leave. And I guess I'm going to swap from my hand crossbow to my whip and kind of start to move back down that way if we're going to take the fight to them closer.
Okay. You guys begin to move down.
No is going to fall back to the rear of the group and keep an eye out behind them.
Okay. So what's my marching order now?
Tam, I would say then Kelvin, unless
Yeah,
you
I'll go
have
second.
instructions. Yeah,
Okay.
then Cathalia,
Tamriel
then
and
Snow.
Kelvin, give me perception checks as you guys get closer to this male human and male dwarf.
They are definitely male. Agreed, Kelvin.
Definitely dwarves. There's definitely a dwarf and a human.
It's definitely a dwarf and a human. As you're looking at the human, he seems a bit familiar. And through the swings and watching for just a minute, you can see it's Damien.
Oof.
F in the chat, boys.
What do you guys do?
I look at Kelvin and I say, I whisper quietly, I'll take care of Damien. You just take care of the dwarf.
If they're not doing anything yet, let's solve the problem before we do anything with the symptoms. Just in case.
You want to keep going?
Yes, I do.
And leave potential enemies behind us?
Yes, I do.
Do you truly think that's wise?
No, but it's what I want to do.
Why?
I can't stop you from doing what you want. but I can't. And then I'm going to turn and continue walking away from the group if I have to.
Do you walk further in, or do you head towards the exit?
Yes. Further in.
Does anybody stop him?
I follow.
I reach a hand out and I shake my head, kind of rubbing my temples like I'm not sure what we need to do. Because every fiber of my being is screaming, do not leave enemies behind you. But at the same time, I don't relish taking the life of someone we've saved.
So Kelvin,
the
Cathalia,
time-
continue walking forward. Snow?
I'm gonna come up to Tam. We should at least stick together, so I would follow them. I can have Cinder behind us let us know if anything comes this direction. At the very least, we'll have some warning before they get to us. Hopefully.
We'll keep an eye out for sure. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm going to burn a wild shape and have Cinder be 30 feet behind us.
Got it. Keep that in my notes. Constantly 30 feet, or is Cinder gonna stay there?
No, constantly 30 feet.
Okay,
She
got
is.
it. Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Kelvin, as you begin to push down, give me a perception check as you walk past these two creatures.
6.
You move on. They don't seem to notice you. They just keep working. Cathalia, same thing.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check, please.
There it is.
Can you hear? You think they're whispering something, but you can't be quite sure between the sounds of them working, and you move on without issue. Who's
Okay.
next?
I'd say Tam would probably be half a step ahead of Snow.
Yep. Just so that Snow can keep Cinder kind of
Okay. As you
far
pass
enough
these
behind.
two workers, it's a safe
Yep.
word to use. Give me a perception check, please. You hear both of them whispering in unison. Both of you hear this. Blessed be the Pale Mistress. Through her work, we will be set free.
I kind of look at Snow.
Does that name mean anything? Has Snow heard it at all?
Make a history check.
History. Cool. Come on, be good. Not bad, actually.
Does not ring a bell.
Okay. She just kind of shrugs at Tam. Guess we'll keep going.
Okay.
Keep
All
it
of you
moving.
push on for about
Kind
30
of bridge
minutes.
that gap a little bit, I'd say, between us.
Okay.
And then ask those two. Ask Cathalia and Kelvin if they heard what they were muttering.
I heard whispers, but I couldn't make it out.
Blessed be the Pale Mistress. Through her work we shall be free. Do either of you know a Pale Mistress?
No. I
don't think
Has
so.
have we heard of the Pale Mistress?
You are welcome to make a history check.
I'm great at those.
You're better
Nope.
than I am.
No, I'm not.
What about me?
Um,
Any kind of undead, vampire, anything like that that would have gone by something like that I would know?
you can make a history check, yeah. Doesn't sound familiar.
Never mind. Great. Stupid amnesia.
As you push past for about 45 minutes beyond this, Kelvin, you begin to see just a shear in the wall, just an abrupt stop. But right before that, you do see what looks to be a hole in the ground.
It's just a big hole in the ground.
It's a big hole in the ground. Looks like it might have been some sort of either a cave-in or a fall through. It does not look worked. If you want to discern more, you can make a perception check. It's a hole in the ground.
It's a big hole. It's a big old hole.
And
Hey everyone, there's a big hole in the ground up here.
I'm gonna take a look. Kind of crouch down.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I also want to pick up a stone
Uh-huh.
and like flick it and see and aim for the other side of the pit, like farther down in to make sure it that it bounces, so that I can track about how far until it either stops making noise or we stop hearing it.
Right. I would say with that roll, it's pretty quick. It's only about a 20-foot drop. And as you're looking down, your dark vision actually gives way a little bit out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like there's a light source out of sight down there, but it's giving off just enough light to register on your dark vision.
I'm gonna
But you
tell them what I
cannot
see.
see the source of this light, but you know it's there by the very edges of it.
Do I
And
hear
looking
anything
around in
else
there, you
down
do
there?
see a bit of kind of a makeshift rope ladder that's been tightened down and dropped into this area.
So there is a way in and out.
Yes.
We wouldn't have to like tie off a rope
Correct.
and go down ourselves. Awesome. So as much as I don't like going through every last little offshoot, I don't suggest all 4 of us go down, but someone needs to go down there. There's some light down there at some point. It's about 20 feet down.
I can do it.
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it and the 3 of you stay up here? You do have a bow.
I do.
And that would, the 3 of you, Snow to a lesser extent, but if she called Cinder forwards, all 3 of you would be able to attack from up here, correct?
We could. Yeah.
Potentially.
I'm the one that does, I've got the shortest range with my hand crossbow. So maybe I should be the one to go down there.
Don't
Also,
go
I
too
might
far
have to-
ahead.
I won't. I'll stay in sight. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to climb down the rope ladder.
Okay. There's no roll needed. It's well enough made you can get down without issue. Once you get to the bottom, you are in immediately through the mixture of your dark vision and what little bit of light is off. It's a bit around a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough to block your line of sight, but you can still see the light edge of the light source, just the edges of it. But once you come down here immediately, this is no longer a mine. You are in a worked stone, purposely made room. It has angles, it has walls, looks well made. As you look up, and I will say you can tell that in the debris below you, it definitely looks like something fell through this.
Can I see what fell through? Are there any bones or anything of a creature that fell down there?
No.
I guess I'm going to move as quietly and as stealthily as I possibly can. Whip at the ready.
Okay, roll stealth check.
Yeah, to the edge there. Come on, don't fail. Not terrible.
Okay. As you begin to
18.
move, you begin to move towards the little bit of a hallway, and it's a doorway that leads into a hallway. It has kind of predominant stonework around the frame of a door, but no actual door. It's just an open archway. As you move
Any
into
kind
it,
of rooms or anything like that?
What language
Any
do you
kind
know?
of traps, any kind of, huh?
What languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, and yeah, Common, Elvish.
There are writings upon it, but you do not recognize it. If you want to look for traps, give me investigation.
Yeah, I do want to look for traps for sure. Nice. 26.
Fantastic. Looking around, you don't see any traps. You don't see looking, and you don't see any. Even kind of analyzing the wording around it, you know, kind of bad magic would look like as far as a glyph of warding or a magical glyph of trap. Looking around, it looks just to be some kind of language you do not understand, but you don't see any magical traps or physical traps. I will say with that, what
Okay.
you do find is that this rubble is of the stonework that would have been the ceiling, and you can tell that it probably wouldn't take too heavy of a creature to fall through this if they were mining through it constantly, making noise and vibration. But again, looking around, this stonework is immaculate. You have not seen this type of architecture in stonework before. It is not.
Correct.
It's not within your memory.
Okay.
Do you push forward?
I'm gonna kind of look in. I'm gonna look in. I'm not necessarily gonna push forward. I'm gonna try and see as far as I can. Do I see any other light? What's the light source that was giving the light off?
In order to find that out, you would have to follow the curvature of the room of the hallway.
I'm gonna back out, and I'm gonna wave. I'm gonna point at Snow,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna wave for her to come down. Not all four of us, just her.
Cinder's gonna stay up there.
Okay.
Snow will just easily drop down.
Yeah, just make me an acrobatics check real quick. Yeah, there's not even noise. It's just.
I'm gonna walk up, and I'm gonna whisper to her as much as I can see, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell her I didn't want to push up any farther until I had someone else down here. But I think she's the next closest in range, and considering she'd be able to give orders to Cinder, even down here, that way we've still got our ranged people up if it came to combat. They would
And-
at the very least be able to cover us getting back up the ladder and stuff.
Can I see the runes that he found?
You
I'll
can.
point them out to her.
What language do you know?
Celestial, Common, Druidic, and Infernal.
They do not make any sense to you.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. I'm going to kind of position her where I last was. And
Okay.
then I am going to push ahead, moving as quietly as I can.
Okay. Give me stealth checks.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. That is over here.
I am
Oof.
stealthy.
That is my first nat 1 in a very long time.
I will
That's
say
unfortunate.
25 is pretty
We're about
high.
to find out who the Pale Mistress is.
I will say, Snow, as you begin to move forward, your right pawed foot catches on something sharp, and you almost feel like a spike or a nail goes up into your padding of your foot.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a straight Constitution check.
A con check? Okay.
Yes. You manage to resist the urge to hiss out loudly in pain, but you are definitely limping on that paw for a bit.
And you said that was back right? Yeah?
Yeah, it'd be your right.
Okay.
The equivalent of your right foot.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sure what to call it for, tabaxi biology.
Either works, honestly. It's, bipedal feline,
Yeah. But
There's really no wrong answer there.
nevertheless, the two of you push forward.
Mm-hmm.
And as you...
So, once we get 30 feet, I'll stop him. Because Cinder has to stay within 30 feet of me.
Right. You will not be going that far, thankfully.
Okay.
You get about, I'd say, 10 feet past the curvature, and you can look in, and you can see, or you can see what looks to be some kind of encampment in an open cavern beyond where the stone begins to turn back into mountain reclaimed and is less worked and more natural, and it begins to open up into a large area where you do see a tent kind of off and back to your left. You see a low campfire not too far from this, and then straight ahead, just beyond the campfire, you see a large cauldron, a brazier almost, but it does not hold fire. It's just there.
Mm-hmm.
And around that, you see 3 hooded figures who seem to be standing in front of this brazier, standing over it, their hands upon the edge. Give me perception checks, both of you.
Beep, beep, beep.
Teen.
Oof,
They
10.
are chanting, but you cannot make out what it is.
Okay.
All right.
What do you do?
Snow will kind of reach forward and put a paw on his arm and kind of nod back towards the others.
I'm going to give a slow nod and kind of motion for her to go forward.
We'll backtrack our way to the other 2.
I'm going to send her, but I'm going to push as far back as I can, but still keep an eye on those 3. Does that make sense?
Yes. So Tamriel, you stay there. Snow, you go back to communicate with the rest of the party.
Yep. Basically just gonna tell them that they should probably come as stealthily as they can, because there's some figures ahead, and this might go either direction. As quietly as I possibly can.
Nod and quietly start making my way forward.
I'll kind of lead them back to Tam.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, and I also would have... You're walking gingerly on your right... Are you okay?
It is something that can wait till later. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. And then we'll continue.
Okay. Tamriel, you notice these 3 figures have not moved from their position on this large kind of metal bowl.
Are they standing over it? Are they kneeling at it? Are they?
It is tall enough to
with it in
where
any way, shape,
they
or
seem to
form?
be of average height, humanoids. They are not having to kneel. It is probably, it goes from ground up to roughly about their sternum. And it is
Pretty
wide.
Big enough to put a person in.
Easily.
Can I tell if any of them are pale?
They are hooded and cloaked.
Of course.
But as you continue to watch, do you get any closer or do you stay there?
I'm going to stay where I am until I see the 3 of them coming around the corner.
And at about this time, as you're watching these 3 hooded figures, they're just standing there chanting something. You can't make out what it is, and then the rest of your party joins you.
I've never known a cauldron that size to have anything good in it.
I've never known a cauldron that size, period.
They're favored among certain fae
What are you
that
guys
are
doing?
not good. I'm going to try and creep a little bit closer to see if I can make out what they're chanting.
Okay.
Hope to God that I don't have true sight or something stupid.
You can get to the... As you're looking, I will say this before you roll. As you're looking, you do see there were probably... Actually, let's go ahead and bring it up.
Ooh.
If you would, drag yourselves to here.
We see a black square.
I will drag you there.
I
Thank
also
you.
see a black square.
Okay.
Do you need me to drag you?
Ha.
We
Okay. Give me a second here.
I've got view where I'm at.
there it is.
So I will put you here, but all of you are further down
Yep.
south of here. I will say you do notice there is a torch light or a light source directly once you reach the mouth of this opening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess I am going to try to maybe head towards the underground stream there that I can kind of see at the edge of my vision.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and go as quietly as possible, maybe even using the water as kind of like to help cover any kind of sounds I may or may not make. That makes sense?
Yep. I'm just placing my creatures. Give me a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shit.
I'd say you get about there. And then you watch as one of them raises his hands a little higher and begins to speak a little louder. And he says, "Pale Mistress, we thank you for your gifts. Through your blood, we are cleansed, and so soon shall be the village." And he puts his hands into the cauldron. And now you do see regular skin, but you watch as upward from whatever he put his hand into, hundreds of dozens of veins of black pulse up his arm. And I would say from here, Tam, you can make out there's some kind of wheeled device this large metal cauldron is on that leads to this underground river.
Oh, no.
And that's where we're going to kick off for tonight.
You son of a
Flip.
bitch. Damn. The plot thickens.
So does the water.
Oh, we better hope it doesn't get into the water.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to run a bit late, guys, but I definitely thank you for sticking with it. I wanted to get through quite a bit on this session in particular.
Yeah.
Was worth, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm glad you guys liked it a lot. But I will say,
For sure.
to all of you still watching and paying attention, thank you so very much. Appreciate the time you spend to hear, even just to lurk. It means a lot. And hopefully one day we'll see this channel grow to something large and amazing. Until then, thank you very much. And before I forget, 'cause I almost did, I have an announcement about a schedule change for us. Due to finding a better day for everyone to get together, we have decided to move forward beyond this, going with a Wednesday night game. So there will still be a game on the, there will be no game on the 25th, which is a Sunday. We will pick up Wednesday, the 28th, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Player Hater Gaming. We look forward to it. Have a fantastic night,
Boy.
and we'll see you next session.
Later, everybody.